Welcome back, guys.
Happy New Year.
Hey. All right.
A bitch is healthy.
You are healthy.
A bitch is healthy, honey.
Y'all, a bitch sat through quarantine.
COVID tried to take me out. It was like, no, wait for my final trick. 2021 bitch ass.
Welcome back, guys. It is 2022, bitches.
Hey.
This is a vibe, y'all. Get into it. Hold on. Get into it if you're at your desk right now.
Because you mad.
Bitches is back at work.
Because you mad. It's a work week.
Listen, guys. Just go to the coffee maker, get a shot of espresso, come back to your seat, and enjoy. We got a good one for y'all this week, okay?
We do.
For all of the truck drivers that are out on the roads, I also did want to talk about that.
Yes.
But shout out to all the truck drivers. Shout out to all of the delivery people.
Yes.
Hold on. I got my motherfucking...
And the Uber drivers.
Bitch, I got my packages pretty much on time this year.
Wow.
I would like to say. Do I have a round
of applause?
Hold on. So what happened was, y'all, nope, I ain't got a round of applause on this one yet.
Okay.
So y'all got a new MacBook for Christmas. Oh, shit.
We do.
Oh,
Joy got us covered.
Joy got us covered. Shout out, Joy. Thank you for the round of applause. I did want to give a huge round of a motherfucking applause to the Uber drivers, but no, also to the mail delivery folks this year.
Yes, thank you, Amazon, FedEx, UPS, DHL for driving
driving
like Dominic Toretto in Fast and the Furious.
I don't even know if we should even be thanking them, because technically that means they was probably working like slaves or something, right?
No,
they was probably really working their ass off. We already know
the difference. The difference is though, we had a lot of snow last year around this time. Remember,
I was in a bathing suit this week, y'all. I was on my balcony smoking some weed in a bathing suit.
Yeah,
bitch.
I was too. I was in Mexico. Where was you? You was where? You was on your balcony.
I was on my balcony.
No, I was in Mexico last year for New Year's, so this was a.
Oh, you know what's crazy? Actually, last year New Year's, they allowed me to get my key for my new apartment early, and it was New York, so everything was still shut down, and I was like, I need windows, I need an outside space. When I looked for an apartment, that was very crucial, and so I laid on my mattress on the floor last year for New Year's. This New Year's was fun.
Yeah.
I got to go down to the ball where they dropped the ball and walk through all the little... I felt like Beyonce, and then my homegirl was with me. She said she felt like Blue Ivy. So we was Blue Ivy and Beyonce walking through all the little stuff. It was like VIP treatment downtown. It was dope. And then came home and drank. I got really, really drunk.
I know. I FaceTimed you at like 9 o'clock and you didn't answer. And I was like, where the fuck is Mandy at?
Drinking and some other things, but a bitch was busy. Oh, I brought in the new year, all right?
Oh, dear. Yeah, I tried.
I was coming into the new year.
Okay.
If you get what I mean,
bitch. We FaceTimed right before the ball drop, and Mandy was disheveled. Okay, she answered the FaceTime disheveled. You would have thought it was 6 o'clock in the morning when I called Mandy. Hair was a mess, like no silky on. You know what I mean? No makeup, just disheveled. Sis was getting it in. So
it was crazy. How did you? By the way, I did miss you.
I missed you so much. I was struggling.
How was this last week? Even the holidays for you?
Christmas was miserable. Yeah, it was. I'm a big Christmas person, so this was really hard for me.
We know.
But I mean, my boo and I definitely we had our matching pajamas on, just in different rooms on FaceTime.
That's crazy.
That's how we had to give it up. I had COVID. He tested negative, so he was in the guest room all of Christmas. Like that was how we ended up doing it.
By the way, y'all was good.
Were y'all okay?
Everybody at the studio came out.
You know what's so crazy? There's so much like guilt and shame attached to testing positive for COVID. Like it's like getting a clap. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like getting an STD. Like you're afraid to tell people. Like you don't want everybody to know, but you have to tell everybody because you could be spreading it. It's weird.
No, my homegirl, I felt like she ain't want to put it on the text message because she ain't want to trace, so she sent us a voice note. By the way, hold on. Damn, y'all lucky I ain't got my gunshots, and you probably don't have it either. Let me tell y'all, 2022, hey bitches, stop sending me voice notes. I don't listen. I'm not opening it. If you want to send me a voice note that's longer than 10 seconds, call me. The voice note thing is killing me. But anyways, she let me know. She tested positive with a voice note, and it was really good. She was like, hey, friend. She was like, hey friend, so I just, I really want to tell you something.
Oh my God.
And so I tested positive, and so you should probably go get tested because and then literally I'm with her The next day she tests positive.
Yep.
My other friend, I call her just to tell her, hey, you were exposed. Before she even say anything, she's like, bitch, I'm sick as fuck. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Everybody got COVID.
Yep, everybody got COVID.
I mean, the way that I had to tell people was like, so I tested positive. I got COVID from my sister. Like, I placed the blame immediately. Like, in the announcement, I was like, yeah, so I got COVID from my sister. So I'm so sorry if y'all got it, but this is who I got it from. So blame her stupid ass. But
you know what's crazy too? With
that
COVID,
made me feel better.
Well, with COVID, you still want to try to place blame on somebody.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it's the same thing with STDs.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, bitch, you was the last one I fucked. I wasn't itching.
I wasn't with nobody else but you stupid. So now we both over here looking dumb, testing positive. But yeah, I mean, I was really sick. Like, I was really sick for like 3-4 days. And then I was just fatigued, had no appetite. A bitch lost a couple pounds though. So I feel great, okay?
Let me find out COVID is the weight loss trait right. for this year.
COVID is the new flat tummy tea.
Hey, bitch, and now you only need it for 5 days. You only got to quarantine for 5 days. So,
yeah.
Bitch,
the CDC was like, no quarantine, just vibes.
I ain't gonna lie. Get COVID on a Monday, bitch, you could be out Saturday with them pounds dropped right off of you.
CDC is like, yeah, the pull-out method works. Like, y'all making this shit up now. Just stop it. Just don't say anything at all. Just don't update me.
I mean, apparently Dr. Fauci is like super annoyed with everything.
Dr. Fauci is so sick of us.
So sick of us.
He's sick of us.
I'm sick because it's like, even when I talk to people now, we were just talking about by the way, I took my friends to work day. My friends are over there sitting. I leave for Aruba. If you're listening to this now, I am in Aruba. But we leave for Aruba tomorrow. And we were talking. I was like, yeah, I realized in even the time of bringing up things that we did, I'm like a year off at least. Right. I'd be like, yeah, it was just like 2 years ago. No, bitch, it was 4. It was 4 years ago that we did that. We missed the whole year of our life. Because it's the new year.
Yes.
And y'all know, I mean, I don't know what white people do for New Year's, but I wanted to talk about us, bitch. What? I mean, shout out to the whites too. Sorry, I just had to start it off. I shouted them out. I'm being nice.
Let me tell you something.
What I do?
2 things. Number one, New Yorkers never go to Times Square for New Year's. So that was a touristy ass thing. 1 p.m. And number 2, most of the time, there's only white people there.
You know, there were no black people. My homegirl was like, I wonder if some fans are going to see you.
So you got to retract that. I don't know what white people do for New Year's. Yes, you do. You were in Times Square with them. Okay. They were all in Times Square.
Well, then if you go to Times Square, I need to know how you piss.
Yo.
Wait, we went to Times Square at like 2 p.m. Bitch, people had been out there since 10.
Yep.
The ball don't drop till midnight.
So you there for 14 hours?
I'm like, how do you piss? Mind you, once you leave, you can't come back in. You have tickets, the barricades, you can't leave. And all of the restaurants over there were closed. So I'm like, either they're wearing adult diapers or a bottle. Wow. Adult diapers or a bottle. Wow. But my thing that I've been doing probably since, so I moved out of my house, out of my mom's house at 18. Mm-hmm. I probably started picking back up the tradition of black eyed peas and collard greens. Mm-hmm. Maybe when I was like 25, 26. Okay. I did it when we lived together. The black eyed peas and collard greens. Oh, I didn't. Okay, she said I didn't cook. She said I didn't cook.
She was like, you didn't cook.
I didn't cook at all. But yeah, maybe about like then 26 when she moved out. Like I got back into, clean house. You got to do the laundry. Mm-hmm. And you can't do laundry on the first day. I actually pulled up some superstitions for New Year's. But I made black eyed peas and collard greens.
You did. They were lovely.
Brought some over for Bridget and her man.
Yes.
And they told me it was good.
It was very good.
And that's the thing. Black eyed peas is a thing that I don't eat all year round. The same way we don't eat turkey, really.
Most people don't eat. Yeah. Most people are not going to wake up and be like, ooh, I'm in the mood for black eyed peas. Never. Bro, never. No. So made that. And I wanted to, I ended up looking up some other things that were superstitions for New Year's. What are some superstitions?
A midnight kiss? I don't think so. Unless you want to be a hoe, you don't really need to kiss nobody. These niggas ain't deserving of these kisses, and we're going to talk about that later. Oh. But this one...
Mine was deserving.
Oh.
Mine was deserving. He took good care of me when I was sick, bitch.
You were sick.
He took good care of me.
I felt so bad. He was calling me going crazy.
He was.
Not being able to see you or me.
He was.
Because I was like,
he missed you so bad.
Bitch, I ain't going to that house.
He would literally come to the bedroom door, knock on the door with his mask on, and be like, babe, call Mandy. I miss Mandy. And I'd be like, nigga, I miss you. Get out here. Damn, fuck just Mandy. Hug me with the mask.
Fuck Mandy. Nah. One of the things that I saw on Twitter, though, was eating 12 grapes. Oh. No more, no less, at midnight.
Why?
It originated in Spain.
Okay.
And it's meant to bring you luck for the year ahead.
Okay.
However, the way these greens, black eyed peas, probably grapes.
You would have been in the bathroom.
Yep, no, but the way I swear I did that shit last year and the year before, and bitch, now we in a panorama.
Well, you made it through.
But I did make a lot of money.
You made a lot of money.
I think
you got your dream apartment last year.
Bitch.
Your dream apartment.
Bitch.
Mandy got they say this is a big rich town view from her living room. She does. Whole skyline, bitch. Whole skyline. Like and COVID pricing too, bitch. And cheers to COVID pricing. Okay.
Cheers to COVID.
That's one thing I will say, because I'm definitely letting my landlord know, like, hey, so sending out that email. Just want to let you know we really appreciate these COVID prices. We want to continue to stay here.
Can we keep the COVID prices?
Can we just keep them?
But also in 2022 there was a PSA, and I want to play the PSA.
What's the PSA for 2022? If you don't mind. What is it?
It's Omarion, the entertainer, not the variant, okay? So while it's important not to touch me and to keep your distance, because you know that's how it's supposed to be, you don't need a negative test to dance to my music, all right? So I want to tell everybody, stay safe, be good to one another, and have a happy new year. Peace.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy fucking New Year. But what's crazy about that is he listened to See the Thing Is.
Omarion.
Because, bitch, we started with Touch. When we wanted to come in here and talk about COVID, we played Touch by motherfucking Omarion.
Or other people just totally stole that from us, which happens pretty frequently around these parts.
I ain't gonna hold you.
People steal our shit all the time.
Bitch, I see it all the time.
So, but I'm happy. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
It's great.
I did want to kind of, I guess, start kind of hectic, if you don't mind.
Oh, we want to start. We want to start with the chaos.
The only reason why I wanted to start with chaos is because literally at midnight, my timeline was fucking chaotic.
Oh,
so it's New Year's. It's 2022.
Yeah.
Do you think? First off, I'm watching Miley Cyrus perform. Saweetie looked good. I'm watching the ball drop. So I'm thinking Times Square would be trending. I'm thinking Miley Cyrus would be trending. I'm thinking Pete Davidson would be trending.
Right.
But no, Trey Songz is trending.
Oh, dear.
And I'm like, Trey Songz, did he drop another song? But also, Trey Songz doesn't drop songs and become viral. Like, his songs don't hit like they used to anymore. So let's get into it. Because if we're going to talk about 2022, this is for sure one thing that I wanted to just start the top of the year off. So if you guys do not know why Trey Songz was trending, no, it was not a leaked dick pic. In fact, it was something a little bit more chaotic, literally. Dylan Gonzalez, you guys may know her as one of the twins from UNLV. Beautiful girl.
She plays basketball, right?
She played basketball. Yeah. She also had all the niggas over her. Wayne, Drake, all them was wearing her jerseys at one point.
That's cute.
So she decided to post a tweet. And in her tweet, she decided to pretty much say, hey, I don't want to keep quiet no longer. Trey Songz is a rapist. Happy New Year. And if you guys also don't recall, what was it, last year, 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years ago before COVID, Keke Palmer came out.
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And pretty much said, y'all, Trey Songz don't understand the word no. Now, here's the thing. He is also currently undergoing a lawsuit worth $20 million for another sexual assault allegation. And this is something that's been actually quite repetitive during his career.
For the last, I would say the last 5 years or so have been really tumultuous for him in that department, which is kind of sad. I mean, and you and I have talked about this before about around the importance of embracing your sexual identity and your kinks and whatever it is that you enjoy, if not for your safety, obviously for your safety, but also for the safety and the comfort of your partners. And sometimes people engage in activities and behaviors sexually that are typically okay for them in their minds. They're comfortable with, and it may not necessarily be okay and comfortable for other partners.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I'm not taking away the allegations. Of
no,
course,
me either.
Rape is a strong allegation. However, for the men listening, what you do with one woman can't be your go-to for the next woman without a conversation. And I think that's really what we were talking about. Like, and of course, we're talking about this pre-pod, and I'm in front of her and her man, and I'm like, yeah, actually, if I think about a time, mind y'all know I'm kinky, I'm nasty, I talk about sex. I remember I went back to an incident where I was dealing with this ball player, and it was my first time dealing with him. I pulled up to the hotel. This was our first time having sex.
Yeah.
I was 18 years old. He was probably, I don't know, maybe 22. He was young in his career as well. And on top of stealthing, which also happened, so he removed the condom while we were having sex.
Gross.
One of the things that I remember, because it's the first time I experienced it, was he spit in my face. Like, on some...
What?
Yes. And I'm into that now. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm into it now. But at 18, without having talked about it and how nasty it was, I was like, yo. So, of course, I felt violated the other way. But also, let's dumb it down outside of spitting. If you choke a woman, if you slap a woman, those are things that you see in porn, but it's not okay. And
it's not okay unless a woman says it's okay.
Unless she says it's
okay. And you should talk about it prior to, right? And just say, like, listen, I like to get a little rough. I like to be a little... And if the response, and truth be told, in moments like that, especially sexual encounters with people for the first, not even just the first time, but especially the first time, pay attention to the body language. Because our bodies will naturally tense up if you say something that we don't like. Like, we're kind of like, I don't know about that. And even if we're down to try at any point in time during that interaction, you could change your mind. If a woman decides, like, in that moment, like, you know what, this is too rough for me. I don't like this. Like, that's absolutely okay and acceptable. And I think you can say that.
I'll be honest. You know why? And we're older now.
I say pay attention to body language because I feel like a lot of times in those moments, we don't want to fuck up the vibe.
100%. And that's
right?
what I was going to say.
You don't want to fuck up the vibe.
Younger. Now.
Not even now, I think. Even now.
If it's bad, get off of me.
If it's bad,
If it's bad, get off of me.
But there's a difference between it being bad and you just not really feeling comfortable. Sometimes it's not bad. You could still, I mean, think about it. There's women that have literally said they've been sexually assaulted and they've still had an orgasm. That doesn't mean that they enjoyed the experience. That's a body response. It's a physical response.
Here's the thing too that I think, right? In terms of reading body language, this is why I want to go back there. For whatever reason, and when we're young, I think it's one of the stupidest things we're taught. We believe that it's better to play hard to get. And so I've had the conversation where girls will be like, no,
they play coy, right?
Don't do that, but you really want to be fucked.
Right.
And so reading body language to me, when we're taught to kind of play hard to get, we're playing. So a man may not know that my body language is real. Maybe he thinks I'm playing hard to get. Like, I think it's unfortunate that men
sometimes,
it's
but
really hard.
I think it's more frequent. I don't think that happens as often as we think. I think it's more frequent for women to say that they're down for the nasty shit because they want to be porn stars and they not really with the shits. So it's like, but you know what, fuck it, you could do that. I saw this bitch do it on Pornhub. I could do it. And then you get there and now you got spit in your eye. Now you have fucking saliva in your contact lens and you're pissed the fuck off. But you got to roll with it because you said you was with the shit. So you don't want to look like a punk and
that
back
should be
down.
Bad. And now I found out too, bitch, do you know what pink eye is really from? Like
fecal matter?
Bitch, I didn't know that. So you know, like when you eat booty, you can get a pink eye?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but how was I getting a pink eye before I was
eating booty? You can get pink eye if you flush the toilet and you know, because everybody look at their shit, right? You know, you take a shit and you always look, you got to inspect the shit.
How healthy am I?
Nobody in here can front on that. No. Everybody, you got to look at it like, hold on, what color is this? Let me just make sure this consistency is correct. Like I had a lot of vegetables. No, you're not dirty. I'm just saying the shit could splash, bitch. When you flush the toilet, it could splash. You could get pink eye that way too.
The shit could splash all the way to my eye and give me pink eye.
It's in the water. Fecal matter. It travels. It could be bacteria. Yeah, but you never know.
Oh, but that's the only way we get pink eye, right? Well, it is also contagious,
eating booty,
right?
You can't. Yes.
So maybe I got it from somebody else who was eating booty.
Yeah, it's transmissible.
Because I swear I wasn't eating booty back then when I had a pink eye.
Oh.
And I only know I got a pink eye because I was supposed to fuck this celebrity, and
our stupid ass. We're like, no, I shared eyeliner with my homegirl, and that's why I have pink eyes. Like, no, sis, you were nostril deep in booty. Like, that's okay. Or your friend was.
Or your friend was.
And your friend was, and she wasn't keeping it.
We did used to blame it on Sharon makeup.
We used to blame it on Sharon makeup. Like, no, I got it. My friend's mascara. Like, sis, your friend was definitely filling her nostrils with booty. So knock it off.
Listen, my friends better not ask to use my eyeshadow.
No, it's a dub.
They know my whole face be in that ass like.
Yep. Nope. I'm not sharing no straws with you.
No. Bro, I've cleaned my straws. The metal straws, I clean them. Y'all use my metal straws, bitches?
No, I don't. I drink straight from the cup.
You don't trust my mouth?
No. Actually, let me not say it that way. I trust your mouth. I don't trust that the straws are cleaned adequately.
Damn,
I don't trust that.
I got the little thing that you stick. All right, we're not gonna do that. Okay,
I actually trust Mandy's mouth. I know where Mandy. The one thing I will give you though, right? Because, and my man says this about you all the time. He was like, "Yo, there's nothing anybody's ever gonna tell me about Mandy that I'm gonna be surprised." He was like, "But Mandy's so honest. No, like you're so honest about your shit that he's like, I would fight somebody if they tried to lie on Mandy because I would know. Like there's nothing because you be honest. So there's nothing nobody could ever say about Mandy and be like, oh, I don't trust." If I ask Mandy where her mouth been, she gonna tell me. She gonna tell me because she gonna have a record of it.
Balls and the boot.
She gonna let me know straight off rip.
But then we took a shower after and I brushed my teeth.
That's fantastic.
So I wanted to start off that because seeing that that's also how the timeline started.
Yeah.
Fellas, if there's any sort of change or goal or shift in what you currently do where you want to do something different, I would say if you can, talk to all your sexual partners and really gauge what they like and what they don't like sexually.
Yeah.
And if you're getting a new partner this year, say you said, fuck all of them hoes, I'm starting a new roster because that's what y'all do. I do it too. I used to start my new year off, new hoes. Where the new roster at? They all getting traded. If that is how your new year is going to start, I implore you to really talk with your next partner about what they like and what they don't like. Just because you could really, really, really get into the situation to where if a woman feels uncomfortable, if she feels like she didn't consent to those things, that is rape, that is sexual assault. Yeah. And you don't want to end up trending on the timeline because you out here violating women.
Well, because also legally things like that, right? Even, going back to like when Governor Cuomo last year, New York's governor, got accused of these sexual harassment allegations. One of the things legally that they had to really factor in is the intentions behind it, right? So it's kind of it's different when you are culturally for him, he blamed it on his culture and it being something that as an Italian person, everyone's very affectionate, everyone's very loving. They kiss men on the cheeks, like it's very loving, it's very warm, it's not intended to be creepy, or even sexual, right? I won't even say creepy, I'll say sexual. And I think that's a really important thing to consider, especially with allegations like this. Rape is a really serious, and it's not to say that sexual assault is not as serious, but when we think about even harassment and assault allegations, they're usually not under the same. They're not as punishable to the extent that rape is, right? And so legally those things are factored in. So I think especially for men,
and shout out to California, they legally. Can I get a round of applause?
Stuffing for Governor Newsom.
We're going to give a round of applause for Governor Gavin Newsom.
Yep.
So California now, if you live in the state of California, men, again, if you remove a condom without consent, there is now legal jail time.
Yep.
Like it is now a criminal act to remove a condom without consent.
That's right.
Let me ask you this then, before we get out of like just the new year and what to expect or what goals or things that you would like changed. What are your hopes for 2022 outside of course, getting out of Panera Bread?
For me, it's getting out of debt. I definitely want to have like just zero debt in every account across the board. That's a personal goal of mine. Getting back in the studio and doing music. I know
that's right.
While I was in quarantine, I was going back and going through like a bunch of old records that I recorded years and years and years ago. And just was kind of like reminiscing like what went down memory lane just to kind of just refresh myself in my own perspective about what my music career has been thus far, right? And I always get frustrated because I feel like every time I pivot in some direction, everybody's like, oh, well, what happened to this that you were doing?
Right.
You were so great on television. And then it's like, well, when are you doing music? And it's like, you were mad hyped that I'm on television or on a podcast. And now y'all want me to go back to music. And then I'll go back to music. And then y'all won't be at the shows and y'all won't be streaming my shit or purchasing my shit. So trying to really make decisions creatively around what works for me and what feels right for me. And less about what the industry is looking for, right? Because he's gonna be pissed off at me that I'm saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Doja Cat had gone on live. I love her lives, by the way. She's
amazing.
And she was talking about wanting to do a mixed genre project.
I remember.
And do like a
what
rap.
Ebro had to say.
Yeah, and Ebro was like, "Yeah, you should definitely do that." Ebro, I'm gonna pull your card, bro. because I respect your opinion and I respect your expertise and your passion for music. But when I was making music and I was making alternative R&B music, you distinctly told me that I had to pick one, that I had to figure out where I was going to go genre-wise in order to be accepted and in order to be like plugged the right way, because it would fuck up the marketing, right? Like people wouldn't know how to market me if I wasn't if I wasn't in a genre.
Pop or R&B.
If I wasn't pop or R&B, it was kind of like you got to kind of pick one, because that's going to determine where your music gets played or where you do your promo and how things are marketed. So to watch, and it's no shade to him, it's no shade to any exec that feels that way. But keep that same energy for artists even when they're not established yet. Like, don't wait until an artist is now successful doing all of these things to plug them and be like, yeah, absolutely, you should definitely do whatever it is that you want to do. Y'all don't have that energy for new artists. When a new artist comes out and they're a little bit strange, they're a little bit eclectic, they're a little bit left, keep that same energy for those artists, because it's in those moments when an artist is trying to establish themselves, a lot of what you say is make or break for a lot of them, confidence-wise. And I remember internalizing that and feeling like, damn, I gotta figure out if I'm gonna be Mary J. Blige or Pink. Why can't I be both? You know what I'm saying? That was how I felt.
Pink ain't want to be Pink when she came out.
Well, Pink and then Pink went and was like, this isn't me. This is me over here, right? And so I implore, I would like to see more music industry executives take more control over the power that you have. Wield your power better, because even like, and shout out to Issa Rae for the interview that she did with Variety magazine. And she said that the music industry was the most toxic, horrific place to be, because the formula and the format for which, for the labels and for publishing companies to profit is for the artists and the creatives to get the short end of the stick every single time. They're always at the bottom of the totem pole, which shout out to Tiffany Fred and the 100%ers for all the work that they do, all the advocacy and activism around getting songwriters and producers their just pay. But it's true. I think I would love to see some of those things turn around. And I know a lot of people in the music industry that speak up and speak out in support of artists. But
do you want to come out more as a writer, or do you want to get back into really doing the videos and singing?
I really want to do my own shit, but I'm going to do it for myself. Like, I'm not interested in doing, specific genre things, and I want to collaborate with people that I really fuck with, people that I have.
Name them now. Let's speak it into existence.
Oh, we speaking it into existence.
We manifesting out here.
We manifesting, all right. We getting in with D-Mile because we love D-Mile.
Shout out to D-Mile.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get in with D-Mile. We're manifesting that as long as Bruno Mars doesn't kidnap him and steal him away from the rest of the world. And Anderson Paak, Silk Sonic, and all the rest of them.
India, Sharon, everyone's stealing D-Mile.
Definitely want to get in with D-Mile. I would love to get back in with Shay Taylor. Shay Taylor's been one of my favorite producers since I started music professionally, and so I would love to get back in with him. Obviously work with Money Long, because that's my girl. Shout out to Money Long. Hours and Hours is going viral, and I'm so fucking happy for Money Long.
Even
viral.
Bro, do you not hear it every time you get on Instagram?
TikTok,
hours and hours.
TikTok. Everybody's on TikTok doing hours and hours. Everybody.
Hours and hours. She got
shout out to Money Long.
One.
Keep fucking going, sis.
Oh my God, keep going.
Definitely want to work with her. Stacey Barth. Got to get back in with Stacey Barth, because that's my girl. I would love to get you in the studio with Tehran. Shout out to Rock City. Rock City, yeah.
We ran into Tehran in the airport when we went to LA.
Yes.
And he does all of your favorites. So he did Best Friends with Sweetie and Doja.
Yep.
He did the song with Rihanna. He's done Beyonce. He's done everyone that you could think of.
I know she's trying to retire, but TT, I'm dragging you into the studio, sis. I'm dragging Tiana to the studio. I'm gonna drag her to the studio with me, because me and Tiana need to do a record. So yeah, those are just a few people that I would love to work with. We're gonna manifest that.
Come on, 2022 manifestation.
Manifest that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely, I'm not gonna speak on the things that I hope to accomplish. Y'all will know when I get it done.
Yes, that too.
One of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about, if you are a patron, by the way, shout out to all of our patrons.
Yeah.
It's patreon.com/see the thing is pod. In the last town hall that we had, one of the things that I'm hoping for 2022, over the last 2 or 3 years, mental health has become like this super accepted conversation to have, right?
It's a trendy conversation.
It's a trendy conversation.
I wouldn't say it's accepted. I'll say it's trendy.
Okay. But a lot of people are now coming forward with the fact that it's mental health. It's mental health. I'm depressed. I have anxiety. I have this. I have that. And it's now accepted for you to express that you are experiencing these things mentally. I need the conversation and the normalization and the acceptance of the people that have to deal with those people. I need it to be accepted that you don't have to put up with abuse, or you don't have to put up with someone treating you poorly because they're depressed or because they have anxiety. The treatment of those people onto other people, I really hope that it's more allowed for you to just walk away or for you to just be like, I'm going to let you figure out what you got going on over there. Come back to me when you're in a better place. Like, here's the thing. I know we want to be there for people who are experiencing mental health things, but a lot of us are not equipped to deal with that or respond.
That's right.
And so the idea that you're just supposed to put up with the emotional, sometimes physical, sometimes verbal abuse from people who are not well, I want the acceptance of you all to be able to express, I'm not capable to deal with this. I need to remove myself. Please come back when you're better, but I'm not equipped to. And I think that that's been probably one of the things I've talked about in my therapy, probably in the latter of the year. I mean, I felt like you and I were blamed for the actions of someone else and the feelings of someone else. And we're just made to just put up with everyone in our lives. And sometimes it's okay to just be like, I don't know how to put up with that shit.
Right.
I just need to remove myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep fighting to understand you. Maybe we're just not compatible.
Right.
And in 2022, I want it to be more accepted that those conversations are had, and not that you just have to be there for someone now that they express that they're depressed or have anxiety or, you know, and so I just want that to be normalized, because I feel like that conversation hasn't had. We're having all these conversations about mental health, and now I know when I'm nervous, it's anxiety. I know that me thinking so far into the future is anxiety, and I know when I crash and just don't want to be around anyone, it's depression. We now know these things, but we have to have the conversation with the people who are involved, with the people who really even now open to expressing that they've experienced that and been going through that.
I mean, I think that's hard because we're naturally very dismissive of people that act as the support system, right? So a lot of times when you are in a situation with somebody that's unstable, we don't necessarily grant their support system the grace to remove themselves, because sometimes a lot of people are afraid to leave situations and afraid to leave friendships or business relationships or romantic partnerships because of the standard that's been set between you, right? So it's hard to break out of a situation that's proven to be toxic, right? It's very difficult to do that. And I think treating a situation with compassion. I mean, a great example to me is watching what happened with Antonio Brown and his storming off the field. I watched.
You watched it live?
I was very disappointed in how many people I saw on Twitter making fun of it and being like, well, this is the best way to end 2021. Like, the best way to start the new year. Da, da, da. And it's like, yo, we're talking about a person that has visibly had several
mental breakdowns. Yep.
And I love that Tom Brady, shout out to Tom Brady. And y'all know I don't bang with Tom Brady because he was with the Patriots and we hate them. But Tom Brady as a quarterback, as a leader of a team, spoke on it and just said, we need to treat him with compassion and with empathy throughout, regardless of what's going on, and help and reach out to him and supply the support that he needs, the real support that he needs, the professional support that he needs. It doesn't, we all want the best for him, even if it's not with this team.
Right.
Which to me is an incredibly empathetic response to something that a lot of people, I mean, especially with black men, right? I'll make it singularly about black men. It's hard enough for a lot of black men to be honest and be vulnerable enough to even let somebody, a professional, come in and tell them about themselves,
right? And
for them to trust them and develop that relationship with a therapist, right? It's been stigmatized for so long that now we see it happening in real time, and our first response is to be dismissive of it. The same thing with Kanye, right? Granted, multiple things can be true. We always say that. Multiple things can be true. We can still hold somebody accountable for the impact that they have, for the impression that they make on people, and for the irresponsible behavior. But at the same time, we have to still treat some of these situations, especially with black men, with care. So that's something I would like to see more of, is us treating black men who need that help with more care, and not be dismissive and not make fun of it and not act like, well, he's a millionaire, so he shouldn't have any fucking problems. I know more millionaires with more fucking mental and emotional instability problems than I do people that are poor that just hate their jobs.
You want to know what's crazy about that? I wasn't no millionaire. I left Applebee's the same way Antonio Brown did. I swear to God, you remember, bitch, I was working at Applebee's, right? And this bitch tried me, and it was closing shift. I said, oh, y'all thought I was going to wipe these bottles down and wipe this bar down? No, bitch, I took my little apron off, because, bitch, I was a bartender, but I still need my apron because I put the little thing in there.
Listen.
Bitch, I left Applebee's just like Antonio Brown left the motherfucking Bucks, okay? Did the same thing.
It's hard, and I would like to see.
It ain't just a millionaire thing, bitch. I left making $2 an hour.
No, I know, but I think a lot of the excuse that people make is when somebody has a lot of money that somehow that minimizes their mental health issue, and I don't think that's fair.
Y'all gotta stop thinking that.
But I don't think that's fair.
But I've said it,
especially with black men. We looking at black men like, look at Kanye. Like Kanye buying a $58 million house. What is he upset about? It's like, are y'all kidding?
Black women, just people in general, bro. Last year I made the most money I've ever made in my 31 years of life, and I dealt with the most stress. I was in therapy for what, 8 of the months of the year. I started early on, like when you guys heard the therapy episode. Shout out to Sarita. When we had that therapy episode, when everything kind of came crashing down with the JBN and with our podcast, and I needed an outlet, because even the people closest to me, like my friends, they don't give a fuck about podcasting. They don't know shit about it. They don't care.
They care about you.
They care about me, but everyone in the space, I think that's when I started to alienate myself, because at that time, everyone called me for the gossip, for the tea.
Right.
No one checked in on me and how it affected me mentally. So, yeah, man, shit crazy.
We just want people to be better. Just be better people. Just be better people in 2022.
And guess what? In 2022, you still getting this too, baby. Hey.
Oh, is this a remix?
Hey, it's not. Something else is playing. Y'all, I got a new laptop. I don't know how to do this shit. Because shout out also to our studio, but they got some new shit going on. We changing some shit over here. I know. I don't know what it's.
We need a new transition song. We should have discussed this prior to.
We not. Hold on. Here we go. It's going back. Boom.
I'm going to kill her.
Oh.
Time to let it go.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
Is that what she says? I don't like how that came in just at the right fucking moment.
Look at the universe telling you time to let it go.
Not time to let it go.
We need a new transition song.
No, y'all, listen. This is us.
I was fine. Listen, What's Love was a good transition song. I'll take that over this. We'll get it right, y'all. We'll get it right. And leave it in the comments. If y'all on YouTube, y'all watching this, leave it in the comments.
They like it. Now they hear.
Give us a new suggestion.
They hear one thing, and bitch, they
give us one thing. Give us one new suggestion. Give us one. Just give us one thing.
I guess before we get into some more chaoticness,
a lot of chaos.
I did want to go ahead and say R.I.P.
Oh man,
Betty White. I ain't even gonna hold you. She's been trending a lot over the last few years, and so to hear that she finally passed, I ain't gonna hold you. Do you know what I thought?
What did you think?
That means 2022 about to be some bullshit. She said, you know what? Baby, let me go ahead and step on out of here. I don't even want to walk into this new year because, baby, y'all about to be put up with some shit to where my jokes ain't even going to land no more. And y'all, it's so crazy because I love that in her passing, there's been so many wonderful things that came out about her. In 1954, she was a part of a show and they tried to fire one of the black dancers. And she literally stopped a black dancer from being fired. So just how she's always been a part of the culture. Also, yes, I saw it on Twitter. Forever 21. I'm going to talk to you real quick. That picture of her with Dr. Dre and I think Tupac, we don't need it on a t-shirt.
No, we don't.
We don't need it.
Urban Outfitters, don't you fucking dare.
We don't need it for the $17.99 or the $24.99.
Stop it.
Let that shit stay on Google. We don't need it on a t-shirt, okay?
Facts.
Let Betty White rest in peace, baby.
Please. I just sent you something that I want you to play for the people because it's just the best ever. And we actually we should have started with this song, but you know, it's all right. We could start it right here. So, it's the remix, child.
Why do we have this?
Why do we have this? Because the internet is undefeated, and we need to play this because this needs to be a full song. I need this person who made this theme song.
See what happens?
Remix, yeah. I see what you're doing.
No,
I see what happens. I hate it.
Happens?
Yeah,
y'all. Dev, I love you.
We gonna have to fix this lack of Bluetooth.
Also, shout out to Asante.
Yes, we love Asante.
Apparently, I have. Here we go.
I need this. Now we here, girl. Yeah.
I love how black people just fucking remix everything. Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend, bitch. Thank you for being my friend.
Thank you for being my friend. Betty White, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being all
And
of
shout
our
out to
friends.
Betty
It's the
White.
only white woman that was really accepted by us. Y'all didn't even accept Rachel Dolezal.
Nah, the Golden Girls,
But y'all
all
said
the Golden
Betty White
Girls.
is a part of
All the Golden Girls was invited. They all the Golden Girls. Every last one. And she was a really sweet lady. I was hyped. Shout out to SNL because SNL.
Wait, hold on. Y'all ready? This subtle flex is brought to you by
Saturday Night Live went ahead and aired this past Saturday. Went ahead and aired the episode that I performed at with Jay-Z. Maybe 12 years ago.
Oof.
12 years ago.
Damn, bitch, I was in high school.
That bitch had bangs and
You
blue
old as
hair.
fuck.
Listen, I'll take it. Seasoned, bitch. Seasoned.
Come on.
Yeah, like it was cool. I didn't realize because it was New Year's Day, so I was just minding my business, not even really on the internet like that. And I was getting hit up on Twitter, blown up. People sending me clips and pictures and texting me like, yo, girl, I'm watching you on SNL, but you was snatched and young. And I was like, all right, thank you.
They
Fuck
didn't
y'all.
say that. Did they say that?
A couple people did. But my real friends. They my real friends like, bitch, you ain't had half the ass you got now. Like it was, it was in jest.
That's a cute way to compliment.
It's a cute way to say thanks for wearing leggings.
It went to the right way.
It went to the right place.
It did.
But shout out to SNL because that's some good residual money. But also,
that's right.
it was such a beautiful time, a beautiful memory. Betty White was really, really sweet. She was taking shots with us backstage. She was drinking vodka at the after party. It was a good vibe. It was a good time. So shout out to Betty White. R.I.P. to her. And all the Golden Girls.
Betty White.
Yeah.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, she made it to 100. We just gonna say she made it to 100 because she contributed so much.
It's crazy. Okay, y'all. Yes, y'all can cancel me. It's fine. So I'm sitting. It's fine. No, because listen to this, right? So I'm sitting and I'm with. I don't remember. Oh, I'm with Asante and Latasha.
Oh boy.
I'm with my friends. We're together maybe a couple days after Christmas. We decided to spend our day eating Wingstop and going down the YouTube rabbit hole of old school videos. So anyways, I get this alert on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, like John Madden died. Y'all know who that is? And I'm like, so I'm reading, and I think I confused him with Steve Madden at first because I was really saying it like I knew who it was.
Then
when I read it, I was like,
sorry.
But
You
wait,
confused
John
Madden.
I'm not gonna lie. I did look and
with
see if they was
Steve Madden?
I looked to see if they was related.
And you had a sports blog?
I did, but so John Madden, right? So listen, I know, but he was white. Of course, I didn't know that man. So John Madden, right? I get all these alerts.
Steve Madden is white too.
But bitch, I wore his shoes because I was poor. His shoes, we just talked about this on the way here. You can't afford Bottega? Go to Steve Madden.
I'm still upset.
Valentino?
I'm still upset that we confused
Steve
John Madden with Steve Madden.
Okay, well, anyways, it's Madden, bitch. They had the same exact last name, pusso. So anyways, so I'm getting all these alerts, and I'm like, I think this is someone we should care about. So then I read, and it's like, unexpected death. So I'm really reading into this like, damn, was it a car accident? Was it COVID? Why was it so unexpected? Then I really read that he was 80. Is a death unexpected when you 80 years old?
He was 85.
Whatever. He was in his 80s.
Yeah.
So Betty White, even though she mind you, she did look the same age her whole life. She looked 99 50 years ago. So it's like crazy.
I mean, the last 20 years she's looked amazing. Do you remember the Super Bowl commercial she was in where she got like tackled? Do you remember that Super Bowl commercial?
She took a tackle?
She took a tackle. I don't know if she actually did. It might have been a stunt double.
That was for sure.
Might have been a body double, but
no. But what's crazy is we always talk about how black don't crack. She's been the same
for 50 years.
For 50 years, she has looked the same.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. So yeah. Anyways, this man was like 85 years old, and I was like, I was really concerned, and I was like, bitch, it wasn't expected. Unexpected. He's 85.
I think it's still unexpected when you're not sick. Like if you're healthy and you just pass away in your sleep. I think 85? I think we're so used to people not aging, especially black people. We used to people not getting to 100 years old. We're used to that. Like a lot of people don't make it that age. So when something is unexpected, you're expecting the unexpected culturally, maybe.
Speaking of, actually, I want another round of applause real quick. Hey, Black men, this is for you.
Oh.
You guys age so motherfucking gracefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I'm here for the way a black man ages. God damn it. And I don't know who I am because I used to like the little young tenderonis, but now I'm seeing like...
Me too, but now I don't have the time or the patience or the energy to groom anybody.
Apparently,
or train any
first
puppies.
off, also fuck the algorithm. Everyone on my Explore page is salt and pepper. All salt and pepper vibes. And I'd be like, damn, this many men age this gracefully this late.
Wow.
I'm like, so I ain't even following the models from
nice.
Boohoo Man anymore, bitch. Fuck them little pretty ass niggas. Bitch, I'm following the zaddies. They looking good.
Oh, man.
Give me the zaddy. I'm right. No?
Not the zaddies.
I like the zaddy.
I'm not gonna hold you. I can't wait for my man's beard his little goatee to turn gray, or and his starts to get his little gray hairs. I'm ready for the salt and pepper hair. I'm ready. He got really beautiful hair.
I could get you one of them boxes. They have gray in the boxes now.
Yeah, no, we'll just wait for it to come naturally. It's okay.
Oh,
he gonna get there. It's not. He in his 40s. He gonna get there, sis. It's not that far off. He gonna be salt and pepper in the next 5 to 10. Months? He gonna be all right. Right? Maybe. Shit.
I know he's listening. Sorry.
Maybe it's okay. He can't wait. He can't wait either. He got a baby face, but he can't wait.
I was gonna say that nigga look 19. He's not getting grays anytime soon.
He got a couple. He got like
19.
I don't want no grays though. I don't want grays.
No.
It's
okay. You could go back green, and you know I'm gonna keep dyeing my shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back green.
This is being changed next month.
I like green. I miss my green hair.
All right. How toxic do you want to be right now? Do you want to get into? Actually, you pick the next topic. You see the list, bitch.
Oh, damn.
Where are we going? Where are we going from this? You want to talk business? You want to talk relationships? Or do you want to talk this or that?
Let's talk about the business of relationships, because we can get into Cardi B's tweet, because I think that's the business of relationships. And I know Mandy wanted her homegirls to chime in on this one because
yes. So I do have my homegirls
we have some opposing views. We have some opposing views about this whole topic.
So we'll go ahead and
let's get into Cardi B's tweet
real quick. If you are at your work desk, this is the time.
I know y'all just adjusted your seats too and turned the speakers up. I know you did. You did.
But this is the time that you tell all of your coworkers, yo, I'm on this Excel sheet. Don't motherfucking bother me. Stay on that fucking Excel sheet. Stay in your programs. And this is where you
mind
listen.
Your business. Just mind your business.
Because this is where you're going to want to listen. So, because this is really you guys hearing what girls talk about. So, let me pull up this motherfucking tweet. So, Cardi B was trending over the last week, and it's from somebody posing her the question. They said, teeth before BBL? Her response was, nope. I think a BBL before teeth. Niggas trick on girls with a body before they do a bitch with a nice smile. Your BBL is your investment for your teeth. Plus, BBLs are $6,000 to $15,000. Good veneers are $20,000 to $50,000. She also then goes into the Natural Body Committee are jumping me in the comments, even though the tweet was about BBL or teeth, not natural bodies or BBLs. So, how do we want to start this? Do we want to start with you? Let's start with your take on this tweet. Then we'll get into mine. Then we'll go ahead and get to my friend who has an opposing view, and we've been arguing this over the last few days. So what are your thoughts on that tweet? She said, get a BBL before your teeth because it's an investment.
I mean, listen, there's a couple things I want to say first. There's a couple disclaimers I want to give first. Number one.
Come on, disclaimer.
It is a woman's business what she does with her body. Let's start there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. No, we're not going to do that.
When you're doing it for men, we'll talk about it. Go ahead.
But here's the thing.
Cool. She could get her body done for men. It's not for her if she's doing it for men. But go ahead.
Well, I don't know a lot of women that do it for them. I don't know that many women that do it for themselves.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk.
So I think we should start there.
Go ahead. Wait.
I know. Chris was like, what?
Right.
I don't.
I couldn't believe out of all people she'd be the person to say that she wouldn't agree with you. That women,
I mean, it sounds
no,
good.
Mandy and I never agree.
No, we never agree.
That was why she was hype about this topic.
It sounds good. Yes. What a woman does with her body is her choice. However, how you just said it's up to her. Or it's for her.
No, I didn't say it was for her. I said it's her choice, and I hate that the stigma around the judgment around what women do with their bodies is so. It's so crazy that a woman would want to change her body. The why to me is not that important. I don't because I don't.
Important to me. So
I think the judgment around the why is something that's a little sticky and a little tricky for me. But I want to hear Crystal's take. I want to hear Crystal's take on this.
So Crystal, we'll start with you. Because again, this is a conversation that I think men can tune into and listen to, but also like as women, this is a debate amongst us for the things that we do with our bodies and why we do it and the attraction that we hope to get from doing these things.
And you also live in Atlanta, which stereotypically is the land of the BBL initially.
It's pretty bad.
We lived in New York. To me, Dykeman is the land of BBL. It came from it came from DR. The BBL, yes, bro. Dykeman is
I definitely lived in New York, and we would travel to Atlanta, and it was way more prevalent here.
Than in Atlanta.
All the dancers in Atlanta were still natural.
Yes.
Like
in Dykeman,
8-9 years ago.
I'm talking about because you're talking about Hispanic girls. I'm talking about for black women. A lot of black women in Atlanta made it popular.
We come natural. A lot of bitches come with
but
ass.
a lot of but the only place that I ever saw black women with bodies done initially was Atlanta. I never see black women here with their bodies done. I don't. Not black women. I see Latin women. I see Dominican and Puerto Rican women.
That's a fair statement.
I don't see a lot. I don't personally see a lot. There were not a lot of black women at Sin City and Starlets and Lust that had their bodies done.
No,
it was a lot. It was a lot of
Hispanics.
Hispanic
Like she said,
and Latin
it was
women.
Dominicans.
That's
It was
correct.
the Colombians.
That's correct.
It was Hispanic.
So culturally, that's why I say Atlanta. You live in Atlanta, so it's a lot more prevalent in Atlanta because there's a bigger population of black women.
Now
in
here we
Atlanta
go.
as well.
Let me go ahead and rile her ass up because
Go for
this
Rile her up.
This
Rile her up.
is where we disagreed.
Okay.
So I'm reading this fucking tweet, and I said, "Oh, I hate everything about it because what it's insinuating and what it's pushing the narrative of is that women are getting their bodies done to be prostitutes."
Oh.
Yes, that's how I read this. Okay, do a BBL first before teeth because then you'll get a trick to pay for your teeth or whatever. You'll have more access to them niggas that'll trick on you. And mind you, hold on, because I'm reading exactly Cardi B's tweet. Her saying trick. We've talked about this time and time again, whether you listen to Horrible Decisions or whether we have a conversation. If you identify a man as a trick oftentimes is a man that is spending money, whether it be in gifts, expensive dinners, expensive trips, just to be around you. And so the fact that she said, get the BBL to land the tricks because it's an investment to get tricks, you're pretty much saying, get the BBL so that you can get access to the men with money so you can lay up and fuck them and do what you need to do as a prostitute. Like, I know the prostitute is a bad fucking word for a lot of you women. A lot of y'all are fucking prostitutes. Whether you have a fucking sugar daddy, whether you're escorting, whether you're just, oh, I only date the drug dealers and the scammers. You're prostituting because 9 times out of 10, a lot of the bitches that I know that deal with niggas with money don't even like them niggas. So just say that you're a prostitute. You're getting your body done to attract the men that are going to spend money on you.
So my thing about it is, I feel like we're very hypersensitive when it comes to luxury and people with money. I feel like if it was a blue-collared man, a 9-to-5, worked, a normal job, and he paid for my nails and my toes and my lashes and maybe a car payment, it wouldn't be such a big deal because it's the things are so minute.
Right.
So I feel like once you start putting the luxury, the labels, the body, the surgeries, then it's, oh my God, you're a prostitute. What are you doing? You're fucking for money. Baby girl, you're doing the same thing now that you were doing with the blue-collared man.
Right.
It's just you have access to another caliber of men. So now what you're getting in turn is different. And it's the reality.
And
it allows you
a
to
good
have
distinction.
access to men because we're going to call it ace to ace. Men are attracted to your body. Like Cardi said, I've never seen a man say, wow, she has some nice teeth. She has an amazing mouth. I want to hit that.
Listen,
it's not realistic.
I remember
chicken sandwich. Okay?
Hold on. But I remember when Keisha Cole first came out, right? And people used to be like, damn, it don't even matter. She's a beautiful girl. Like, and she always had a good body, right? Always.
But
no
that
one
gap.
Nobody
don't do that.
but people liked her gap. People thought it was cute. People thought it was
she was
sexy
cute.
because she was a bad bitch always. So the teeth didn't even matter.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It's just weird because
that was Cardi B's point.
Right.
That's an addition.
This is coming from someone who, prior to being who she is, was a dancer. So you were already in that realm, and let's not even talk about how she was drugging niggas and robbing them. So she was already fucking doing a lot of things for money that she was not happy of. So to me, to be in a place where, here's the thing too, we all talk about it. All my friends got money now.
Right.
I feel like I ain't got to worry about none of my friends really wanting to go fuck a nigga for some bread because we all got our own bread.
Right.
I still feel like that's pushing the narrative for younger women to not go out and just get your own. Like the fact that she said getting a BBL is an investment to get a trick to pay for the veneers, it's still pushing the narrative that as women, we can't boss up and get this shit our own. It's not also the narrative that we're doing it because we're self-conscious about our love handles or our stretch marks or our rolls. It's that, no, you need to tighten your waist up and make your ass fat to get the attention of a man for him to spend money on you. And it's just like, Cardi, you're a fucking millionaire on your own now. And you deal with an old cheating ass nigga who be out here fucking off on everybody. So you got what you wanted. You're now a mother, you're a wife, and you're a fucking boss. The fact that you're still putting out there to the world, to all of your fans who are young or in their early 20s, that getting a BBL is to get a man as an investment to trick off on you. That's my problem. Because a lot of women now can get their own bag. But no, let's just keep pushing women to be sex workers.
But it
cool.
I think the deeper rooted issue, Mandy, is around the fact that we are still encouraging women to change their bodies. I think that's the part that I take issue with when we now look at young girls. An artist like
we went to Pergola. That bitch had her whole body done.
Like an artist like Lotto, right? Who was already stacked, already had a bomb ass natural body. She's 24?
She's young.
She's 24 years old. Like she has her whole body done, teeth done, whole nine. That's a lot. That's a lot of work to maintain now for the rest of your life at such a young age, right?
Yeah.
But that's culturally what we're doing. Even watching Kylie Jenner do it. Kylie Jenner was getting all of the things at 16, 17 years old.
Because y'all was mean as fuck to that little girl.
But the judgment,
y'all was mean as hell to that little white girl.
But the judgment,
to go hand in hand with what. Perfect example. She was fucking around in the industry from back then. See, and that's part of my argument.
Right.
You getting your body done isn't going to create a hoe.
Right.
It's not going to make you something you're not.
Right.
You're going to do that regardless.
Right.
If you had access to the rappers and celebrities and scammers and all these people who have that money, you're going to do that with or without your body. You just need that little to get you in that door.
Right.
And that's just all my thing. I agree with her. 100%.
And you know why I laugh at that? Y'all, because I was fat as fuck. I was in all the rooms getting fluid out, getting the bread.
Right. That's why you over here like, you ain't got to do
it. I was a fat bitch.
Door.
I was super in the door with my fat ass. You had to hold it open a little bit wider for me.
In a perfect example, we worked in Miami on South Beach together. We know what it's like.
They wouldn't even hire some of us.
Door, even in New York, in LA, in Vegas.
Yeah.
If your body is not right, if you look a certain way, your weight, your makeup, your hair, it's an issue. So yeah, she's just piggybacking off of what society's already deemed the norm and acceptable, and that's just unfortunately.
I don't even know if it's society necessarily.
You don't think it's society?
Not always.
I think that it's pushed.
I think it's absolutely.
I think a Kylie Jenner is a little different because of the family that she's in. I think culturally that's just. But the plastic surgery is a huge part of that family. Culturally, that's their family's thing. So, I mean, they've all paid to have surgeries to make themselves have the bodies of black women. So
just to get black men.
So and it's worked. And it's worked.
And it's worked.
And it's worked.
So
and it's worked.
And it's worked.
And it's worked. Granted,
all right.
I think.
All right, well, guys, that was my friend.
I know the issue that I take with it still, and I think Crystal made a really valid point, is that we don't take the same tone for women who work more traditional jobs, who are having men. I mean, we can simplify the example and use women who go to college to meet husbands.
Oh.
And go and do that and are groomed.
This what you about to do?
Right.
Yeah.
Because
and are groomed. We don't judge. We don't judge.
Kevin Samuels said.
We don't judge. We don't say his name.
We're not quoting him.
He who shall not be named. That's Voldemort over here.
He who shall not be named actually said the exact same statement.
We don't judge. We don't judge women who get their bills paid.
The only woman that goes to college and doesn't scout their husband or go to major in what the men that they're wanting to attract majors in, so they can be in the same buildings.
That's also not true, and that's clearly spoken from somebody that's never been to an HBCU campus. So
yeah, no,
he's clearly never been.
It was actually against.
Because there's plenty of men and women who go to places like Hampton and Howard to meet their partner because they want to be married to a prestigious collegiate black person.
But isn't he like a Morehouse man?
Unfortunately, yes.
But if he is right, them niggas had all boy classes. It's
All
an
right.
all male school.
All right.
So this makes sense.
All
Why
right.
the fuck he talking like this?
All
Bro,
right.
The point of the matter is, you, like you said, if you have more
we don't
traditional
have that
stigmatize them
same
like
energy.
that.
We don't
You're
have that
just-
same energy when
you're
we
just
looking at
going
men.
for
When we
what
looking
you
at
want.
women who get men to pay their bills and pay for college and pay for all this shit.
Exactly.
It's exemplary, right? And then all of a sudden now, when women want to get their bodies done to get men to fly them out and buy them things and take them all over the world, now it's a problem. That's my issue. I just think we got to keep the same energy.
$50,000 on a degree that I know I will never use.
Correct.
Just so I can be in the environment as the
Correct.
same men.
Just so I can be
But
married.
if I
Just
got
so I
my
can be
body
married
done,
to
now I'm a
somebody else.
prostitute.
So you're gonna spend $50,000 on a year on a college education that you're not even really gonna use, and you're gonna end up as somebody's housewife just to say you have the degree. But we don't say nothing about those people. We don't say nothing about that. You can spend your $200 and be paying Sally Mae to be a housewife, but we gonna be pissed off. We gonna be pissed off at the bitches that the bitches on indictment that get their body done to be bottle girls.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Come on now. That's not fair.
I just want the niggas to accept their roles as tricks if they're going after these bitches with built bodies and what they know that these women want. Like, don't be mad when you want to take a bitch out and she's like, no boo, Budokan, Katana, that's it. Like, don't be mad when those are the women you're going after. Accept the role as a trick, and ladies, accept that you're a prostitute. That's all. Okay, next topic.
I hate you. I hate you.
Bro, it is. It just is what it is. Speaking of, if we're going to talk about dollars and bills before we get into our Freshly Squeezed, I did want to talk about, if we're talking about kind of knowing your worth and what to ask for, one of the things that I saw over the weekend that was real interesting, by the way, I fucking hate Instagram on a laptop. Do any of y'all do that shit?
No, never.
It's trash.
Miserable.
But I wanted to talk about, if you guys have not seen, they're trying to do another Friday reboot. This is becoming like the Fast and the Furious, but they're trying to do another Friday reboot. And allegedly Ice Cube came out and told everyone that Chris Tucker actually turned down the $10 to $12 million offer to do next Friday. He apparently turned it down for religious reasons. And he said that he didn't want to curse or smoke weed on camera. What's crazy about that is
That's interesting. I didn't know Chris Tucker was such a devout Christian.
I think he lied. I think he thinks the IRS going to cut him some slack on what he owed them by saying that he praying shit. The nigga still smoke weed, and you're not gonna tell me you don't.
You don't get.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
You don't get tax write-offs for being
He
an
thought it was
evangelical unless you own the church. It's not.
Maybe that's what he about to do. Open the church so that he don't have to pay the IRS.
This sound like some Ozark shit. It sound like some
You know what I
Ozark.
mean?
We gonna open a church to money launder. We not gonna do the casino. We gonna do it. We gonna do it for
Let's
Jesus.
just open a fucking church. And we're gonna have black Jesus on the wall. Y'all know how we
Man.
do with the dreads.
Crazy out here.
Well,
We
Faison
not
Love-
doing that in
Okay,
2022.
sorry. We can't talk about black Jesus in 2022?
We can't talk about anything sexual with Black Jesus in 2022.
okay.
We just gonna praise him and be grateful for his existence and thankful that he died on the cross for our sins. Amen.
On our knees. Alrighty. Well, Faison Love decided in an interview to bring up that he turned down reprising his role as Big Worm on Friday after only making $2,500.
Yikes.
He pretty much feels as though he was robbed and accepting that. And Ice Cube responded, which I'm so glad he did because this is the conversation I want to have. So Ice Cube responded after Faison Love said he felt robbed. Ice Cube said, I didn't rob no fucking body. The 1995 Friday movie cost $2.3 million to make. Shot in 20 days. Faison worked 1 day, maybe 2. All the actors got paid scale to do the movie. They could have simply said no, but they didn't. So miss me with that shit. This reminds me of one of the girls just came out from Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, and complained about only getting $40 a day per diem.
Right.
And here's the thing. If you're a creator, yes, I want to try to implement some sort of conversation to the creators. You to the artists, you just did that. Whether you're a podcaster, a YouTuber, an influencer. Here's the thing. You get offered money to do things, and it's up to you to accept it. You either accept it, you don't, or you negotiate. You literally always have 3 fucking options. If you feel as though you're underpaid in a rate, don't accept it and let them know your rate. And if they can't meet you, tell them thanks, but no thanks. Come back when you have the budget. This is my rate. And so to read this, it's unfortunate because you could have said no, which is what Ice Cube said. And I know we talk a lot, and I know people may come and drag Ice Cube down like, damn, he not even paying black actors. And we get in this whole support black creatives.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that to Ice Cube because he has a whole black-owned basketball league.
Oh, no, which really be paying them niggas that can't get on teams.
I mean, we might as well because it's still talent, and some of those games are actually really great to watch.
No, they're good.
Big Three is
good.
Is great.
Big Three is dope.
Yeah, so shout out to Ice Cube for that.
I mean, let's not shout out him for trying to ride Trump's tail, but that's another topic.
Yikes.
But I wanted to talk about this even with you in terms of even what Issa said.
Yeah.
And in terms of how we see a lot of people complaining about their deals. Over the last month, Wale complained about his, Bobby Shmurda complained about his contract deal. We're independent now, so clearly there were things that we didn't like going on with our deal firsthand. I wanted to know what your thoughts are then about what you negotiate and about complaining later on when it's something that you agreed to.
You have to weigh the pros and cons of every situation that you enter. It does not, and not even just contract, long term and short term. A lot of people enter into contracts thinking that it's going to be gratifying short term, and it is. But long term, it ends up fucking them over because they're not. They're, at the time, they're making a decision around needing money. That's what most musicians do. Yep. Most musicians make a decision around short term.
We take jobs that we don't want to do because we have bills to pay.
Some people do. Some creatives will still, like I know quite a few artists that still went to college and completed their degree and did all that. And
like me,
and are able to work in the fields and whatever their trade was, whatever they studied in school, whatever their major was, they're able to apply that now to create to their business now as an entrepreneur or as a creative. I know a couple artists that have gotten degrees in music. Alicia Keys is one, graduated and went to Columbia, graduated at 16 and went to Columbia University. Elle Varner went to NYU.
Yes.
A couple creatives, couple musicians I know went to Berkeley, went to, New England Conservatory to get their degrees, went to New School for jazz. Shout out to them. I went there. I didn't graduate. Dropped out. But I know quite a few people that went that have studied things. I mean, music business. You can take music business as a major in college. And I think understanding that I would recommend that. But also, it just goes to show the powers that be ultimately, I mean, it's the same thing that we talk about even as it stands with the justice system. It just needs to be completely revamped from the bottom up. Like it just needs to be completely restructured and reformatted because it doesn't, there's no scenario in which the creative benefits from having the product, right? We have to change that blueprint, which is unfortunate because it's going to take a lot of creatives banding together, a lot of solidarity to be like, you know what, we're not participating in this.
You know what's crazy? And y'all know I'm going to turn this shit into corporate. As creatives, I think we have this idea we're running our own business, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of us don't grow up in families of entrepreneurs, so we don't know how to really leverage ourselves.
Right.
In corporate, or in any industry, really, you apply for a job, you go in for the interview, they tell you what they need from you, and you deny or negotiate the salary that they're like, hey, this is what we can pay you.
Right.
If you know the job task at hand, your value is way higher than what they're willing to pay you, you say, no, this isn't enough money, or you come back and say, this is what this is what I would like to make for my salary. Right. And again, they approve or deny you. You approve or deny it as a job that you take. The
difference with corporate though and entrepreneurship is that most things in corporate are quantifiable. Your experience is quantifiable. In the music industry and in Hollywood, your degree, there's nothing that qualifies you. As a creative, paying your dues for years doesn't qualify you to all of a sudden come up on a couple $1 million advance. That's not how that works. You can have years in the music industry and never get beyond a certain point. So with corporate, you can go in with a 10-page resume. Like, I've done all of this. I'm not accepting less than $200K a year with benefits and all of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's how I know you ain't really working corporate. Because, bitch, you got to be 1 page, bitch. If you even have a 2-page resume, they like, this bitch is... it needs to be 1 page.
Well, you can compartmentalize. You can condense 10 pages. But if you, my overqualified, long-winded ass friend, decided to really sit down and map out the every single pillar of experience and milestone of experience that you have in corporate and in entrepreneurship, bitch, you would have 10 pages.
I ain't gonna hold you. That resume I sent you, bitch, that was an 8-point font. You just gotta make it a little small. They just gotta zoom in on the motherfucking resume.
All I'm saying is you are qualified to do a number of things.
Right.
And there are definitely milestones and markers, especially in corporate, that there you can say, hey, I worked for this company for X amount of years, and it qualifies you, even if you're not good at your job.
Right.
You could just have worked at a company for years and have tenure, and that's enough to get you landed somewhere else.
Hey, in 2022, lie on that resume. We just lost a whole year. Say you worked at a company that shut down. Bitch, they don't have a phone number no more.
I was furloughed. No one's going to call them to be like, hey, did you furlough this girl?
They closed.
They're not doing it.
The company no longer exists. This is the time, people. Lie on that resume and tell them you work for a company that went under in the pandemic.
I think the difference in the approach too has to be, right, for creatives and entrepreneurs to understand you are the product.
Right.
When you sign a deal with a label, you're not signing a deal as an employee. You're signing a deal as a product. And whatever your output is beyond that, creatively, marketing wise, anything else that you're contributing to your own personal success.
Come on, personal success.
Is what makes you a valuable asset.
Ladies,
and so, oh, Jesus Christ.
If you are a prostitute and you suck the dick from the back, your value goes up. You need more money. If you suck in the titties, if you traveling, if you massage him. I'm just saying, if we're going to talk about, like we did in the last conversation, ladies, your value comes, bitch, you cook. Do you know how many bitches don't cook? I'm just saying. Ladies, if you cooking, you cleaning, and you sucking it from the back and licking the ass and wrist and pink eye, go ahead and charge that nigga double. But yes, you're
man.
right. You're
you
so
gotta
right.
know
You're right.
you are the product.
You are the product.
Right?
You're right.
And I listened to Russ's interview on Breakfast Club, which I thought was
I thought
really
you were going to
great.
say Roy and Mal.
No, I didn't get into Roy Malls, but
So
I loved his interview on Breakfast Club because I felt like
Can we
he
get
really
him? Russ, can you come on see the thing?
He really hit. We would love to have Russ on here.
He's so good.
He hit the nail on the head when he was talking about, the importance of being independent. But again, you have to weigh your pros and cons, because a lot of people, like I know an artist. Shout out to Steph LaCour. She signed to We the Best Music. She signed to DJ Khaled.
We the best.
And she's an artist. She's a songwriter and a singer. And the way that she has managed to continue to make music and fuel her passion is working in real estate and doing interior design and interior decorating. And she has a ton of different posts around all of the aesthetics that she's into and things that inspire her and so on and so forth. And launching a business like that is what fuels the passion, right? And I always say, even as an artist, as much as people are like, oh my God, we miss you doing music. I made more money doing television and everything else. I've never made money doing music. Never.
That's what everybody.
I've never made money doing music.
That's crazy.
But that's not the case for everybody. For some artists, their money is in music because they get songs licensed. They participate in collaborations with artists. They write for other artists. Artists like Russ, artists like Ty Dolla $ign, Chance the Rapper, who were able to land major ad campaigns even, right? Like we were seeing Chance the Rapper in a Doritos commercial before he had a deal.
Sprite too?
He did Sprite too. I mean, artists
guys,
like that.
Hey, we'll take you too over here.
Artists like that. Russ writes all of his own shit.
He does.
You know what I mean?
However, in listening to him too, he brought up how his last project, he put $20,000 up to do,
right,
and made $200,000. To be realistic, a lot of artists don't have 20 bands to just put into themselves like that.
No.
A lot of
and also keep in mind, and I said this a couple weeks ago, female artist maintenance is double what it costs for a male artist. Double.
Oh wait, because you didn't think I wasn't about to put a motherfucking wardrobe budget into
glam.
See, the thing is
wardrobe.
We going shopping, bitch.
Like
because y'all want to see titties.
Upkeep,
we gotta buy titties.
The upkeep of women, like watching.
I'm just playing. We're not gonna buy titties, but shirts that show the titties. It's Titty Tuesday.
We can buy titties too if we want to.
We can. I don't really want titties. I don't like this.
No,
I think these are okay. Even though
I'm starting to lose them, and I'm happy about it. I'm finally
if you
a D
watching on
cup.
YouTube, we both picking up our titties right now.
I'm finally like a D cup, and it's not spillage, and that was really uncomfortable.
Oh,
for
y'all
me.
got spillage. I didn't get the
No, I already have like the posture of a croissant. So heavy titties was not it for me. Heavy titties is just not it. I already sit like this for the most part. Like heavier titties just makes me fucking roll over even more. It's like the cinnamon roll with no fucking syrup. I just want to be. I want to be up here.
It's frosting.
I mean, whatever. I don't eat frosting, so I'm gonna call it syrup.
It's glazed with white frosting.
Yeah, it's white. It's white glaze, which sounds like vomit.
That's
no
right.
Thanks.
She don't like nothing white, y'all. Y'all already know.
I'll eat the cinnamon donut with syrup or honey. I'll put honey on it. It's good.
Oh, honey sounds good. But you're right. Well,
I think it's time, guys. It's time.
I think it's time.
It's our first one of the year.
It's our first of the year.
For freshly squeezed, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's time for freshly squeezed. We do this every week.
Yes, every week. That's my ad-lib.
Mandy's friends are like, oh my God, this is so great.
I want to be more like Migos. I got to come up with better ad-libs. But the Yeah Baby, we have
the
toddlers.
Yeah Baby is so great.
Wait, we have toddlers.
Can you find who the account was? Because we got to shout them out. They had this gentleman, he was a father. His toddler was in the back seat, in the car seat. And
can I play? I'm gonna.
You gotta play it because it was so good. It was such a moment.
Mind you, Bridget was sick in bed.
I was sick in bed, and it made me cry with joy.
And I said, "Here's this." So, guys, I'm just gonna play it like this. Mike C.
Yes, we can. It's time for freshly squeezed. Yeah, baby.
Even the kids
I love it.
in the back said,
I love it.
My ad-lib, so I loved it.
We love you. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
Mike
don't have his
C.
IG. Mike C. Thank you, Mike C.
That's all I got.
Shout out to Mike C and his little baby.
And his little baby singing Freshly Squeezed.
I love it.
I love that. Now, I know we missed like 2 weeks, but I don't think on New Year's Eve there was new music that really dropped, but we did miss a week of music. Did you want to start with hip hop, or did you want to start?
I think we should start with hip hop because Nas released a really incredible project called Magic.
But mind you, this is like his third in the last year and a half. He's had King's Disease.
I love it. King's Disease was fantastic.
Rare Form went viral. That was one of my little favorite songs. I love Lil Rare Form. But he did this project with
Hit Boy.
With Hit Boy.
Shout out to Hit Boy.
Before we talk about that, I wanted to ask you that because it seems like in the conversations that I'm hearing, people are like, when you find a producer that makes sense, why not just work with that one producer? Clearly, they've made magic. Mind you, this project is called Magic. But when you find a producer that just gets you, what makes you
that's
reach
been
out
my
to all
goal.
these other? That's been your goal?
That's been my goal since I started in this music industry, was wanting to create a fluid, transitional project. When I say transitional, I mean like Justin Timberlake 2020 experience. Transitional music, songs that go from one song to the next that then just keep going and be fluid into the next record. I love that. Brandy did it with Full Moon, with Rodney Jerkins, with Dark Child, which was incredible. Every single song just transitioned into the next fluidly, and I love that. I've always wanted to do that with one producer. I think the problem has been that because we've entered into a space of streaming versus purchasing albums, right? Most artists are not thinking about the full-length projects. A lot of artists drop EPs or singles, and in those moments, you don't necessarily get what you're looking for a single from one producer. One producer is going to give you a full-length project with a body of, it's going to give you a body of work. But also, the other part of it is too, nowadays, a lot of producers are not capable of doing that with one artist.
Talk your shit.
They're not. A lot of producers do not have the musical wherewithal, I'll call it, because it's not just about experience. It's just about what their niche is. A lot of producers are not necessarily comfortable with their level of musicianship with one artist, right? That's why I love D-Mile, because he's able to get in with whichever artist he's working with and customize musically whatever it is that they need, whether it's her, whether it's Lucky Day, whether it's Silk Sonic. What he's doing with Silk Sonic, he's not doing with her. You know what I mean?
D-Mile about to tell you he need to be on retainer for as much as you bring his name up. He about to be
I need to be on retainer because I'm doing free promo and marketing for D-Mile.
Every week.
I would like a 10% discount on each track that we do, please, because it's going to be promo and marketing for D-Mile to the day I die.
Shout out to D-Mile.
Yeah, I think musically a lot of producers are not necessarily capable of doing that. I think Hit Boy is an artist that, and I'm calling Hit Boy an artist because he is an artist. Hit Boy
isn't who is on Wildin' Out, right?
Hit Boy, no.
What's the difference between the two? Anybody in the room?
Who's on Wildin' Out? I don't even watch
the one
Wildin' Out.
whose dick just got leaked and it was big.
What?
Hit Boy. Oh, Hitman Holla. Oh, never mind. That's different. Hit Boy, Hitman. Same
Listen,
shit. Okay, never mind.
Listen, you know I don't. You had to school me on the Blue Baby, Blue Face, Blue Child, Blue Man group. You had to school me.
It was not the Blue Baby group.
You had to school me.
Baby Blue.
It was him and it was another one. What was the other one?
There's a lot of blue niggas.
That's why I just call him the Blue Man group.
Yeah, well,
who's the rapper that's like the new Taz with the Taz Angels?
Blueface.
There we go. Blueface baby. It was Blueface
Blueface
and Baby Blue. It was a lot going on.
There's a lot.
A lot of gender reveal
A lot
names.
of-
So we just put him in the Blue Man group. So it's okay. We got a lot of hit men, hit
Blue Man.
boys, all that.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, Hit Boy is an artist. Like I look at Hit Boy as an artist, and he is someone that, you know, and shout out to Hit Boy because I remember he produced a record that Esther Dean wrote for me way back in the day, and
This subtle flex is brought to you by.
yeah, and he was always in the studio and always working and always humble and always diligent. And so I can imagine him as an artist and a creative wanting to sit down with another artist and create a full body of work, right?
Right.
And you know, we got to catch a glimpse of his talent when he worked on Watch the Throne with Kanye and Jay all those years ago, which was over 10 years ago. So, you know, that was kind of the beginning, you know what I mean, of his ascension. And I think to watch his dream kind of come full circle in this way with a legendary artist like Nas is incredible to see.
But also I love that too. Like Nas rich as fuck. Nas don't gotta give us no goddamn music. Nas is fucking rich and the nigga be drinking Hennessy and the nigga has the ring bell shit. I don't know, but the nigga rich. He don't need to give us music. So the fact that he's dropping like I said, this is his third album.
But that's the beautiful thing about being an artist. No matter how rich you are, you still want to create. You still want to do some shit. Adele don't have to give us nothing else at all for the rest of her fucking life. And that bitch got a residency in Vegas.
And listen, that's why y'all gonna keep getting these podcasts from my
Okay.
ass. Because these podcasts gonna keep coming.
We just gonna keep talking.
But I wanted to play this song from the Magic Project.
Yes.
It is called Meet Joe Black.
Mm-hmm.
This is Nas. And one moment, y'all. Let me go ahead and turn it on.
Cue it up.
Here we go, baby.
Shout out to Nas, Big Queens.
You make apple pies?
Yes, I do.
I don't think Nas makes apple pies. He lied.
Probably not. Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Let's go, Nas. Well then, I'm gonna fuck around and meet Joe Black.
That's right. Who is Joe Black?
Did you ever see that movie Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt?
I saw, what is it?
Brad Pitt did a fake Jamaican accent in that movie. Do y'all remember Meet Joe Black?
I saw Joe Dirt.
Wow.
I'm half white. I saw Joe Dirt.
Thank you. Thank you for
everybody
owning your whiteness,
but
Joe
everybody,
Dirt.
But everybody saw Joe Dirt, bruh. You
I
ain't
never
see
saw Joe Dirt.
You're fucking lying.
I never saw Joe Dirt.
You never saw Joe Dirt.
No.
Ever in your life? With
Ever
the mullet?
in my life, no.
And a little trailer park shit in the desert?
I know it's David Spade. I saw the cover art and I was like, this isn't for me.
No, it wasn't for you?
No.
So your half whiteness didn't get drawn to Joe Dirt?
No, sis.
I wanted to see Joe Dirt. I was excited. And these little mixed bitches over here too. Y'all saw Joe Dirt? No. Wait, no one. Y'all saw Joe Dirt? But how does everyone in the room know Joe Dirt? But
How is Mandy the most the most white people hating ass person in here? Crystal. Like I just.
So now she white. Oh,
Now
okay.
she white.
Now she white.
Now she white for Joe Dirt. You gonna be white for Joe Dirt? That's who you gonna be white
I'm
for?
not white for Joe Dirt.
Well, I'm half white, so I know Joe. Bitch, of all the things, of all the cool white people things that we could have been half white for, you gonna be half white for Joe Dirt?
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about you saying that? This is how I know though. This is really how I know that like that little white side really don't exist. It do sometimes.
Meet Joe Black was a Brad Pitt film. Like everybody. Brad Pitt was hot and fine to everybody.
Not me. I never thought Brad Pitt was that fine.
Everybody
Except for
thought
that
Brad
one
Pitt was
movie
fine.
where he played the vampire.
Interview with the Vampire, where he
No.
was the whitest of all.
He was very. I mean, it was makeup.
You're
It was
terrible.
makeup.
You're terrible. You're just terrible.
He was fine in
You are
that
a
movie,
walking
though.
hypocrite. You are just the old.
I say it all the time. I'm a
I know,
hypocrite. It's
I know.
okay.
He actually was really fine in Legends of the Fall. You got to watch Legends of the Fall. That was one of his like.
That doesn't sound like fun. What is
Girl.
that about?
It's about a bunch of a cowboy family with ranch,
No, I
and
don't
he
like
had he had
cowboys.
long hair.
I didn't like the
He
last
was
cowboy movie you made me
tan.
watch. And they were all black.
He was fine. You didn't. I know. Well, you didn't like Harder They Fall. Something's wrong with you though. That's okay.
I like
That's all
Django.
right. Yeah. Again, you like the slave movie over They Harder They Fall. You
No,
definitely.
no, no,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Halfway.
So, you know what's crazy about you calling me half white? So I went with my homegirl yesterday, and I'm with I ain't even gonna tell y'all who it is because I don't know if he's my ex, my boyfriend, my friend, my whatever he is.
Yeah. He's her
Well, y'all-
her toxic light switch.
He's my light switch. If y'all only know that
I'm
if y'all
happy.
watch
I'm
Patreon.
happy. Her friends looked at me like, yeah, we gonna talk about it over drinks after this bullshit.
So he's my light switch. Ooh, so
Yeah.
he's my
on
light
and off.
switch.
That's it.
He's my light switch. So we went to my friend's house last night, and mind you, my friends is rich. This is my friend in Garden City. Shout out Lena.
Yes, Lena.
She made us Wagyu steaks. Bitch, $178 a pack. $178 a pack of meat.
Did you see the package?
Yes, because she sent it to me.
I can't.
Because she said it's thawing. It's gonna take 4 hours to thaw. But
That was her insurance to make sure you
was-
ain't cancel.
no.
That was the insurance. Like, bitch, I
that
spent
might have been-
I got
$170.
$200 steaks.
I got $200 steaks. There's a
That
fight
might-
on site if you don't show the fuck
That
up.
might have been
Yes.
insurance. She also
Yes.
made like crab salad and shit. So anyway, we at the table, and y'all know I want to have a hit single. I want to be a
Mandy
one
wants
hit
to be a
wonder.
one-hit wonder.
I want to be a one hit wonder. I don't know if it's gonna happen in 2022 because we got a lot going on with this podcast. But I want to make a song.
It might be.
I want to make a song, and I told her it might not be about a chocolate starfish. I don't know. So my light switch goes to tell the table that I should come out with a reggae record. And I'm like, I know I'm half Jamaican, by the way. And I'm like, well, why should I come out with a reggae record? He proceeds to tell the entire table that this is what I sound like, by the way.
If you're Jamaican, you're gonna get this off rip.
He said, "What like a champion?"
Hey, talk like a champion. Yes. Mandy, you do sound like Buju a little
It's
bit.
Monday Bay. Monday Bay in the building.
Mandy Bantan.
Oh, not Monday Bantan.
Mandy
Okay.
Bantan.
No, so and I'm like, damn, I really sound that deep and raspy.
Yeah.
But apparently I do. So apparently if I come out with a hit
Yo,
song,
we should do a reggae. You could do a reggae record. And you're Jamaican since it works.
walk like a champion, talk like a champion.
You could. We just
Hey.
yeah.
Okay.
You could do it. I'm not mad at that. That's great. World music is in right now, sis.
It is.
Yeah.
So and then we gotta add like an Afro beats to it. So it's Jamaican, African, and American. Can I add all them together?
I think you should just keep it at Jamaican. sis.
Bitch, fucking Wizkid added Justin Bieber. I can do this. I can do this to make something global. No?
I think you could just be Jamaican and be global.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's great. It's great. That was a good freshly squeezed though.
you know, all
I'm
right.
here for Nas.
All right. Shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Nas.
Talk to us about what your freshly squeezed is.
So y'all know I'm bringing the R&B vibes. Y'all know I love an R&B moment. But this girl, Naomi Sharon is her name, and she is a European artist actually. And allegedly she got some heat because she was working with Drake or something. Like Drake flew her to Toronto to work on Certified Lover Boy, and then it never made that project or whatever. And she was engaged and it didn't happen. It was some tea. It was some drama.
Oh, wait, where she made the whole song about Drake, right?
I don't know.
She made a
She
song
made a
that
song
hit-
about Drake, and then her
But like, went on
ex-fiance
YouTube?
Joy know the vibes. She about to put us on.
Joy, do you know what happened with that?
He flew.
Wait.
Yeah.
Talking to the mic. Wait, you know?
Oh, yeah,
hold on.
Adriana
Hold on,
knows.
my other friend is here.
She was engaged, and then she flew over to see Drake. And
With him though.
apparently
He flew both them out.
and they fucked. And she was engaged, so he
Wait,
broke up their whole-
allegedly?
Sorry. So that's why they broke up.
Oh.
So Drake and this woman allegedly had sex.
Yep.
And
Allegedly
the
had an affair.
So the fiance found out
Yo,
and broke
if
up.
that's not the most, yes, Drake flew
was
both of
there
them
too.
out. He flew
Wait.
both of them out.
So maybe it was an orgy.
Maybe.
First of all, you gotta be.
And then afterwards, he got mad. He's like,
That is the most savage shit in the world.
That's
to be like,
savage.
yeah, I'm gonna fly you and your fiance out. Damn, bro.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I done told a nigga he could bring his girl, but I want to fuck both of them.
Yeah, that's different. That's not
that's
the same.
different?
Yeah,
Oh.
Drake is like, you could. Manny, Manny like 2 for the price of 1. What happened?
Bitch, I got a companion pass. Y'all could be on the same flight.
Manny like, everybody could go.
Okay. Oh damn. Okay. So is this how you found her?
So no. I found her because the one thing I love about Tidal is that when you like put a shuffle on with a song that you're listening to, like a random song that you like, it'll add like a bunch of similar sounding artists in the queue or similar genres artists in the queue. And so this song came up randomly in the queue and I was like, yo, this girl sounds amazing, right? And I'm like, it's not Thames. Because initially her tone reminded me of Thames and I was like, no, it's not Thames though. She got a different swag. So this is Naomi Sharon. It's a song called Hills. She dropped it a couple weeks ago. And it's a vibe. She's giving me like new age Sade kind of moments, jazzy, it's R&B, it's just sexy. So this is Naomi Sharon. It's called Hills.
Oh, all right. She looked like Drake type. They for sure. Yep, that's Drake type. All right.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
She's beautiful. And her voice is beautiful. It doesn't sound like anything else out right now, which is why I think I gravitated towards it too. I was surprised that this came up
It
on
doesn't sound much different. This is giving me very Cleo Soul.
Yeah, but how many other? It's her and Cleo Soul don't sound like
Right.
nobody else either. Like this is some shit that Adele might have tried. You know what I'm saying? But
All right.
yeah,
When you left me for Drake, all right, bitch.
wow.
That's what your fiance said.
Damn. It's sad out here. It's
You
sad
damn.
out here.
You know
but
what's
you know what,
crazy,
sis?
though?
Keep releasing dope music, and everybody
No.
will gradually forget that any of that ever happened if you keep releasing great music.
But
I
that
promise.
also upsets me because if he flew out to work with her, brought the partner, and none of it was released for whatever they made, that to me, okay, and this is not accusing anyone to be of the same ilk, but that's what R. Kelly used to do. Get a lot of women to come out and promise them either exposure or work
That's
or
a lot of
making
people.
them a star. A lot of men
There's
in the
a lot of
industry.
artists
So you
that
know
do
what?
that.
A lot of men in
and
the
not
industry
even
do
and
that.
not even just with women, not even as it pertains to women, just in general. They fly artists out and get them to participate in projects that end up getting scrapped and we never hear. So
Which
that's a
sucks me-
writing camp. We
wait,
call those writing camps.
Can I also ask
you don't
then-
get paid for your time. You show up to
Oh.
participate. You contribute creatively, and then it
And
may
you
or may
just-
not ever come out. That's what happens.
So what happens? The music that like never comes out. Where does it go?
Just collects dust on a hard drive
It
or a laptop.
never goes back out.
No, not unless an artist leaks it or a producer leaks it or somebody's hard drive gets hacked or whatever. Otherwise, no, it just sits
So
there.
if you go into say
I've done countless
this-
records with
this-
with producers and writers.
say
that
this
have never
writing
come
camp
out.
happens, right?
Yeah.
There's the writer, the producer, the artist, the engineer. All these people in the room. Who gets access? Does everyone not have access to those files
No.
of the things that were created?
No.
Who has access to those files, and when can they be released? Then
The engineer usually does. It really depends on who pays for the session, right? For
Wow.
some artists who set the session up and they're doing it on their dime, or it's their studio space and they're bringing other creative people in to collaborate. They're usually the ones that have their hard drive and they're in charge of having it or whatever. But if it's a label paid for a session, chances are the label is the A&R is the
Wow.
person that controls it, or the producer. Quite
These labels,
often,
baby, ain't shit.
quite often the producer will hold on to it too, which is also tricky because we saw an argument that happened with between Money Long and Keisha Cole.
And
something
Keisha
you
Cole,
sent me.
yep.
which is tricky because that happens way too often when there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. There's a lot of producers, there's a lot of writers, there's a lot of people with their hands in the pot, and decisions are getting made without everybody being made aware. But that also comes down to, well, then you got petty arguments around who has the most writing points and who produced the record and who, it's very, very hard. I mean, I think the process of creating music now has gotten so complicated and convoluted that it's kind of poisoned the creative relationships and the honor system between writers and producers, because producers will sell a record without permission and hit you back later. I mean, that happened to me before I even got signed. I wrote a record that the producer that I did the song with, he was like, are you going to keep the record? I was like, well, I don't really know, but let's see what happens. Let's keep working and keep creating. And he ended up selling it to an artist overseas.
And didn't give you no money?
And no, I saw no money from
Who
it.
he is? Let's run up on that thing.
And
I'm
I
gonna
found
fight that motherfucker now. We gonna get that money.
No, this was like 15 years ago.
How long?
I'm not
if you
chasing him
owe
for
me
no
money, let me tell you now.
No.
If you owe me money, I don't care if you owe me money from high school.
I don't even think
Run me that.
I don't even think the song really did anything
So what?
for
Did it
who
make
the artist
money?
was. I don't think so. That's why I'm like, I don't really.
But if
really
it
care.
made money,
if it made money, I would go back. Yeah, but otherwise,
you
no.
was gonna let me be your lawyer? Because I'm gonna get you your motherfucking money. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I don't know if you would be my lawyer. I don't know if that would be safe. You would walk in there.
I'll be your representative.
Where her money, pussy asshole? That's exactly how Mandy would run up.
You didn't say that very good at all. You're
I
so
know.
New York. Look, that wasn't very good,
Pussy
right?
asshole isn't anything we would say up here
Pussy
anyway.
asshole. You gotta say it like that.
Yeah, no, I don't have
Oh,
that.
pussy asshole. No.
No.
What do y'all say? What do y'all say?
Asshole.
Pussy asshole.
Yeah, no.
You just gotta let it go. Pussy asshole. Do it again.
Pussy asshole.
Wait, what did y'all call like bitches that y'all ain't really fuck with? Like, if a motherfucker just some green ass somebody that you don't fuck with in New York, what do you call them?
I mean, I don't know. That's a better question for it. Just a bitch ass nigga. We would just call him a bitch
just
ass nigga.
a
A
bitch
pussy
ass
ass nigga. Yeah, like just pussy.
Oh, bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I feel like that came from Diddy.
I mean, Diddy is
The
from,
bitch assness.
Diddy is from New
That
York.
was-
not the
you
bitch
know what I mean?
assness coming from him.
No,
Jesus Christ.
bitch assness was. I remember that from making the band.
Making the band. He made that up. Yes. It didn't come from. It didn't. The bitch ass. The bitch ass is the
But
actual.
he made it trendy.
He made it
in
a word
in our culture.
Yeah, he made it a word.
Oh, bitch assness. That was some serious
Yeah,
shit.
bitch assness was did yeah, that aged well.
That
There's
aged
still
really
a lot
well.
of bitch assness out here. It's great.
Bro, that shit
Yeah.
aged so well.
Yeah. Yeah, freshly
So
squeezed.
let's really get wrapping up Freshly Squeezed. Let's get into the shit that we don't care about this week.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to let you know this has been one of my favorite segments. By the way, bringing up shit that has shortages because apparently we really are reaching the end of the world, and this made me realize we may be closer to the end of the world than I thought.
Oh.
So y'all, the last episode we did, there was a shortage of cream cheese. There has been a shortage of chicken wings. There has been a shortage of liquor. There has been a shortage of, what else did we have a shortage of?
PCR tests. For being honest.
COVID tests.
Maybe that's regional, but
Okay,
I'm
yes.
just letting y'all know it's a shortage in New York, okay?
They're not even on Amazon anymore.
They're not on Amazon. It's a shortage.
So
if Jeff Bezos ain't got them up for
Bitch,
sale
with his rich ass.
with his greedy ass, if he ain't got them
That's
for
how you know
sale,
the world
knowing
ending.
that everybody was willing to pay whatever for them, and he ain't got them, you know it's a shortage.
But y'all, there is a shortage of flaming hot Cheetos.
Jesus Christ.
Baby, if you ain't know, now you know, baby. Apparently it's from some supply and demand type shit. Because of strong demand, Frito-Lay hired 15,000 employees throughout 2021. And they stated they plan on adding an additional 5,000. So, hey, baby, if your unemployment stopped and you ain't got a job, Frito-Lay, baby. Frito-Lay is hiring. They pretty much said that because of strong supply and demand and also the manufacturing lines, warehouse expansions, and distribution issues, that is where the shortage came.
Yeah.
It says that because of the coronavirus pandemic, many manufacturers halted production to put safety precautions in place in 2020.
Wow.
However, with the onset of new variants of the disease and vaccine protocols, things have not returned yet to normal. So the Biden administration, which I don't even want to talk about Biden right now, but the Biden administration attempted to lessen the impact nationwide demand, requiring that one of the largest port systems in America, the Port of Los Angeles, operate 24/7. So basically, y'all motherfuckers that be eating these hot Cheetos, that shit is coming from somewhere else. And I just need y'all to know it's probably not healthy. But also,
I'm happy there's a shortage. I don't give a fuck.
But no, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Don't care.
Here's the thing. You know who I'm gonna blame?
Who?
TikTok.
All right.
So,
All right.
do you know how many recipes that I done seen a motherfucker trying to make? They tried to make baked mac and cheese with motherfucking crushed Cheetos.
They have. They
Flamin'
actually no. They sell it in the grocery store.
Wait,
there is
what?
a flaming hot Cheeto mac and cheese in the grocery store, and I know because my boyfriend purchased it. Of course.
Was it good?
No,
Why did you order it?
he bought it.
You're the reason why there's a shortage now.
No, he didn't buy the hot
You
Cheetos.
didn't
He
have
bought
to-
the mac and cheese.
You didn't have to buy that at all. That sounds awful.
He bought it, and it looked crazy. It was
I mean,
like
it looked
radio.
red.
It was giving radioactive color when it was done, and I
Okay.
didn't. It looked gross. I didn't.
Okay.
Eat it. He said it wasn't great. So
So here's the thing. I only know about this because the week of Christmas, my homegirl that just cooked the Wagyu steak,
Yeah.
she loves her some hot Cheetos.
Of
with
course
her,
she does.
She from Detroit, bitch. Listen.
Of course she
from
does.
Detroit. She was sad. She's like, bitch, I had to go to like 3 stores to get some motherfucking hot Cheetos. Do you know there's a shortage? And I had to look it up. And I was like,
That's
really?
hilarious.
But also, shout out to everyone who's been in jail.
what?
Only because wait. Flamin' Hot Cheetos in jail. They use this in so many recipes in jail.
Yes.
Like for seasoning, for like they crunch it up and then it becomes like the outer crust of the jail burrito. So my cousin used to be in jail and they put like peanut butter jelly, crushed ramen, it's like a whole bunch of shit. But hot Cheetos was like the main seasoning ingredient in jail.
Okay.
So
That's why we're shouting people out of jail who have made it.
okay, the
made it
ones
work.
without real criminal history.
Okay.
Let's shout out the ones that are there and not supposed to be. And Kim K
Okay.
is gonna get you out this year.
All right.
No, okay.
Great.
What did you not care about over the last couple weeks?
Damn. What did I not care about? I didn't care about the CDC changing their fucking guidelines. I don't want to hear from the CDC anymore.
Oh, bitch, I do. I like it. 5 days. That's it. We can get back to work, bitch.
We just, I'm aggravated because we still arguing about vaccinated versus unvaccinated as opposed to the overall overarching issue being let's just stop spreading the virus.
But
Like
we can't
the testing,
stop that. We can't
I
stop
know,
that.
but the testing, if we're mandating tests instead of mandating vaccines for people, then at least we can have a better understanding of the tracing and where it's coming from and how it's spreading and where you're getting it from.
I'll be honest, as long as you leave your house, the tracing aspect of it, we walk past people every single day in New York City.
Yeah.
To me, it's airborne. They're talking about the Omicron shit is like it's more contagious, even closer.
Yeah.
To me,
I just don't think
the push to being vaccinated was to not make you die or be in the hospital. So to me, if we can normalize COVID to being nothing more than the flu, which mind you, it's that time of year.
But people are still dying from COVID.
I mean, yes,
A lot of people are still
I mean,
dying from COVID.
not as much.
Not as many from this variant, but we still have to consider
But
there's
people die
almost,
from the flu every year.
I know, but there's been close to 800,000 people in the last 2 years that have died from COVID. That is an outrageous amount. And
In
considering
the world?
No, sis, that's just the United States.
Oh.
It's well over 1 million for the world, for a global number. It's almost 800,000 in the United States alone. And for whatever reason, we've made every decision around COVID a statewide issue as opposed
that's
to
the
a
problem.
federal mandate. We've politicized COVID. So now the arguments are around the political conversation versus the fact that this is a health crisis. You have people
Valid.
arguing around the rights of their bodies, which I agree with. I'm an advocate for the vaccine, but I don't agree with the mandate for a vaccine because it's not a sterilizing vaccine. And the vaccine doesn't prevent the spread of the virus. The vaccine only works for the individual that has taken the virus, taken the vaccine and absorbed that into their body. That's who the vaccine helps. The vaccine doesn't help anybody else.
Right.
So what's crazy to me and the messaging around this, and we always say we're not going to talk about it, but in 2022, something else I would like to change is the messaging around everything surrounding COVID going forward. I'm not arguing with anybody who's not vaccinated.
Me neither.
I'm gonna push back against big corporations who never stopped anybody from flying, vaccinated or not, who never stopped anybody from coming to work, vaccinated or not, until very recently, which has cost more patrons money than it has the company money.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, even looking at the request from the Delta CEO to minimize the amount of time because they're short-staffed on flights, we never, when there was a global health crisis, shut down the airlines and said, hey, let's just everything close down.
The airlines were shut down
for a couple. They were not.
They were?
No, international travel was minimized. International travel was banned for a small window of time. Domestic travel was still allowed. And they were still packing the planes. The only flights
except Delta, shout out Delta
for a period of time.
For
they were
a year and a
still
half. I love Delta.
For about a year and a half. They kept that middle seat open.
Don't nobody want to sit there anyway.
Which was great, right? But overall, I mean, this entire pandemic has really just added to the frustration and the division in this country because, you know, we're asking for all these mandates. And I tweeted something about it, I think a week and a half ago, because I think CNN posted an article like, oh, well, Joe Biden lifted the restrictions for travel to and from Africa. And I was thinking to myself, but you don't give a fuck about travel to and from Florida, where the governor doesn't even believe that COVID is killing people. Yeah. So I don't really care about limitations and restrictions to another continent when we can't even get the shit right state to state. We're still not able to convince people to wear a fucking mask on the subway in New York. And we had probably the most deaths in the country per capita. So, you know, at this point, I would like the messaging to be around stopping the spread. Stop pushing the vaccine on people because that's making people uncomfortable. Most of us have never had a flu shot, and we're not going to all of a sudden get a flu shot because more people are dying from the flu. Stop pushing the vaccine on people. Push testing, but make testing more readily available. If the purpose is to stop the spread of the virus, then that has to be the purpose.
I just said I had an appointment. Yo, I paid $175. So y'all know I go to Aruba. Ugh. Aruba changed their mandate to being 48 hours.
So you have to have a test within 48 hours.
But they require PCR. Y'all know PCR got to be sent to the motherfucking lab. We went, nothing was, bitch, did we get our test results yet? God damn. We all waiting on our test results. We paid almost $200
a piece
for 24-hour PCR results because they've required this short window. But literally everywhere in New York is like 72 hours to 7 days for your results.
Right, because everybody's so backed up.
Because everyone is so backed up and it has to be sent to labs. And so it's so frustrating that this is being required. And yes, y'all can talk about me. Maybe I should just sit my ass at home. We booked this before Omarion told us to stay home, right? Like, I feel like this
before Omarion touched y'all.
Yeah, touch. No, bitch. Omarion touched you.
No.
Omarion didn't touch us.
Omarion took hold. Omarion took hold of me. It was not a touch. It was not a touch.
Grabbed our asses.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, so it's just frustrating because, yeah, I don't think we have the resources.
I think we do. I think they're capitalizing on it. It's a racket. They're charging you almost $200 a person
for a rapid,
and not even really guaranteeing you not a rapid, a PCR that they're not even guaranteeing they can give you in 24 hours.
To be fair though, too, even CityMD, if you're in New York, like they've been closing down certain ones just to give them a break. Because I can see outside my window, those lines are wrapped around the corner all the fucking time. So
sure are. So it's crazy. Shit that I don't care about. I don't want to hear no more CDC updates. Unless you're going to shut everything down again and say, you know what, this is getting out of hand for the third time. We're coming into the second year, like the full third year of this fucking pandemic. It's embarrassing.
So you're not down with the CDC?
No.
You down with CDC? Yeah, you know me? No? Okay. All right. All right. Well, before we get out of here, we haven't really talked about it. We've had a lot of time since you've been in the home. TV.
So much TV.
Before we leave here, baby, and let me tell you.
We got to shout out Tammy Roman first and foremost because TV baby.
would not be what TV is without Tammy Roman.
That is probably my favorite picture circulating around the internet right now. It's her with her bonnet and her cigarette pointing at somebody. Like.
But the fact that you even know anything from a reality TV show, the fact that you've steered very clear of reality TV is, you know. Yeah. I don't really know where that meme came from, actually.
The Real World reunion.
Oh, they brought it back.
They did a reunion with the original cast of The Real World.
They did bring it back. So I tried to take a break over the last 2 weeks.
From reality TV or from TV period?
From life.
Oh.
But then I still tried to work, but then I kept getting everyone's out of office emails. So I was like, Everyone wants
I was
me
like, Mandy, it's the day after Christmas. No one is going to respond to this email.
bitch, I was getting.
She's like, I mean, it's still a Monday. We work in entertainment. Like, people still work. I was like, no, Mandy. Our agents are not in
It
the
was
office.
like the 27th.
You're going to get the auto reply.
I got mad auto replies. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to work. So I watched TV.
Yes.
And in watching TV, maybe we'll deep dive next week.
Yeah.
Into the Insecure finale.
I mean, I think we should get into it now. It's late.
It is late now,
It's
right?
late. Yeah. I think we can hold off on Don't Look Up. We can give Don't Look Up a whole analysis next week because that was a great movie on Netflix.
Okay. If you haven't yet, mind you, I've watched it 3 times already.
I've watched it twice.
I watched it 3.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, I don't want to fucking spoil. Actually, I don't give a fuck if I have a spoiler alert for you.
We gonna spoil it next week. So we're giving you a week to watch the shit because we gonna dissect the fuck out of it next week.
On Netflix, it has Leonardo DiCaprio. It has Meryl Streep. It has Jennifer Lawrence. It has
Jonah Hill.
It has Tyler Perry, which makes you know there's definitely
Kate Blanchett.
there's a bad wig in the movie, but it's so good, and I want to dissect it to where when we have more time, let's do it.
Yeah. Insecure finale. Let's talk about
Insecure finale. So I don't.
What did you think?
Like, I know you gotta end shit, right? Here's the thing.
See, the thing is,
Look, first off, everyone said, "Bitch, this ain't even my show." If I say here's the thing, without saying "see the thing is," and I'm gonna get it right.
You are.
See, the thing is, it's only on the fucking candles in front of you and
my
all the
laptop because
stickers.
Mandy got a new laptop.
Yeah, I gotta put it on this laptop.
Ta-da.
So see, the thing is, if it did feel a little rushed to me. I do like how they full circle brought it all in together. However,
you didn't feel like any of it was rushed. Because I felt like it was rushed. The whole fucking episode was somebody's birthday. And I was like...
it was someone's birthday.
I'm like, Molly's mom just died. How are we a year later already in 30 seconds?
Bitch, how did Lawrence's baby become 5 out of nowhere? It was rushed. Here's the thing that I kind of had a problem with. Seeing that she ended up with Nathan.
She didn't end up with
Not Nathan. Sorry, Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that she ended up with Lawrence. Well, I don't think Nathan would have been a suitable person for her either.
No.
Which, to me, circles back to what I brought up in the earlier thing. He was diagnosed bipolar. He had people who he worked with that he blacked on. Sometimes Issa couldn't really read him very well. He didn't seem like he was a good fit for her because I felt like he still had a lot to work through himself. So
which is why I love that he took it upon himself to exit, which I respected and I thought was fantastic.
And I didn't want her to end up with Nathan. However, to go back to Lawrence, my issue with Lawrence is that everything about him has been self-serving and self-fulfilling. From wanting to even be back with Condola, that's because he wanted to be a father, not because he wanted to be with Condola, but because
But
he
a lot of
felt
men
like,
do that.
No, let me finish this because there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. You let Issa take care of you for about 2 years while you laid on her couch and just were trying to figure it out. When you finally did get a job, you had responsibilities in a relationship that you were like, you know what? I know I got a baby on the way. And I got a relationship where Issa, you're trying to show up for me, but I got this job. I'm going to dip out to the Bay. He left. He came back in the way that he went back to Condola to have that relationship. It didn't work out. So for him knowing that Issa was in a position where she was looking for homes with Nathan, she was in a position where she had moved on, or at least faked to everyone that she had moved on. He decided to spill his fucking heart out and be like, but are you happy though?
Men love that. Men love to ask that question. Men love but are you happy? Sir,
without you, I sure am.
You not doing nothing to make me happy.
Toxic.
You not doing nothing. You not coming to me with anything at all that I should change my life for.
But here's the thing. The fact that speed through 5 years from now, we see that she's with Lawrence. Lawrence didn't show up in any different way. Cool, he got a job now. Great. But as far as who he was, he's always been so self-serving that nothing in which he did, nothing in his actions, nothing in his apologies, nothing in his words served Issa. So as a woman, the fact that you went back to a man that we've watched over the last 5 seasons not really ever show up for you, if he showed up for you, it's for him.
I don't agree.
Of course you don't, because We don't agree.
I don't agree. She's like, of course you don't.
Go
This
ahead.
is normal. We're on
Go
brand.
ahead.
We're all on brand.
Go ahead. We're on brand.
No, I don't agree.
You liked that she ended back up with Lawrence. To me,
it was to me.
it brings back why.
To me,
why
it was
we're toxic
believable.
and keep going back to the same niggas. It's why I'm
But-
probably
but
still
they're
back with
not-
my switch on and off.
But their problem. Well, he hasn't done anything different or show. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep it on Insecure.
Yes.
The difference is with Lawrence, I think, is that which I was happy about, is that a lot of men who are late bloomers and take their time to get their shit together, oftentimes blame everybody else for their shit not being together and never take responsibility for having to grow the fuck up themselves. And I think him having a baby forced him to have to grow the fuck up himself and face some things about himself as a man that needed to be adjusted and matured. And I think at the end of it all, I liked that the end was when his son was about 5, because it made sense that 5 years, 6 years, 7, it took him 6-7 years to figure it the fuck out, which I think is about accurate for a lot of men to figure it the fuck out.
Issa ain't in her 20s. Lawrence
Neither one
wasn't.
both of them were the same
20s.
age.
And that's what I'm telling you.
When they started, though, they were in their 20s.
Yeah.
When they started, they were in their 20s.
So, sorry, not sorry. The idea that as a 30, 31, 32-year-old woman, 28, 29-year-old woman, then now I got to hope that 5, 6, 7 years from now, you're going to get your shit together?
No, you don't hope. You leave him where he is. And that's exactly what happened. They parted ways and they left each other where the fuck they were at. He did his own growth on his own. He fucked up along the way a lot. She fucked up along the way a lot. And they both met, and they were able to, at the end, meet each other where they were at, because they were in the same place maturely after 6-7 years. Issa didn't have her shit together either. She cheated on a man with no job to cheat on a man that was living in the studio. Girl.
She said no.
The only thing I will say, having been in a situation parallel to Issa's, I was in a relationship in my 20s with a man who did not have his shit together, lived with him, helped support him, and he never got his shit together. And when we broke up, and I was foul, and it was a very parallel situation. I cheated on that man that didn't have his shit together, but I was afraid to leave because I was still hoping that maybe he would get his shit together, and it never happened. So I had to leave the relationship. Well, he left the relationship because I cheated. And then we ended up not being together. We tried to get back together, which was a fucking disaster when we tried to get back together, because he wasn't healed and really ready to meet me where I was at. But I just wanted to be back with him so bad that I didn't care. So I forced that. And then it ended up blowing up on national television.
You know what this sounds like?
I can relate to Issa in understanding the value of when you love someone that way, and you're hoping that they get it together, but you leave, but you move on.
You're a hopeless romantic.
And
Oh
he
my
moved
God.
on.
I hope that you get better because I love you so much. I'm gonna
No,
take you for your
but here's
toxic
the thing.
ways.
I didn't though, and Issa didn't either. And Issa
She
moved
didn't.
on. She moved on and got a whole new man, got a whole new love, a whole new life, and was ready to continue to move in that direction of growth. And so was he. He tried to be with Condola because that's what a lot of men do, who end up getting a woman pregnant and it's their first baby, and they feel like they want to make an
That's
honest
why,
woman out of
ladies,
her.
That baby got to be at least 2 years.
And they do all that to try to figure it out. Luckily for Lawrence, he was with a woman that just wanted to be a mom, that was okay with her choice and her decision, that had nothing to do with him at all.
So okay, so you're saying you like?
So I also I respected the ending because it felt realistic to me that two people that tried to force it and make it work at a time where neither one of them was really in a position to take care of themselves circled back around. Because the other part about it is too, right? We exist in a space and in an industry where we have access to so many different people all the time, right? You have to consider the fact that Issa's character and Lawrence's character are two people that lived very conventional, traditional 9-to-5 type of lives in the same circle of friends where the circles are always crossing. Everybody's always, you know what I mean? It's, I would imagine that moving, like having your pick of the litter within your trajectory, and then coming and then circling back and having and running back into somebody that you always had an ongoing connection with and a chemistry with that never wavered after all this time. I do think that sometimes it does take 6, 7, 8 years. I'm not saying to wait that long.
Right.
I'm saying live your life and move on. But if the stars are in alignment 6, 7 years, 8 years later.
But also,
J-Lo and Ben Affleck look the fucking happiest they have ever been, and they dated 20 years ago.
Sounds good if you're both in the same place. I say that to say, sure, Lawrence grew, learned all his faults, in a place where he didn't know the happiness that Issa was in with Nathan, they were looking for an apartment.
I don't think she was that happy with Nathan.
Okay, but
I think that was cap.
Okay, cool.
I think she was doing it because it seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Sure,
like,
maybe
okay.
it was, but Lawrence had no idea of that because just one scene before, he was going out talking about like, well, maybe the barbecue ain't what it is in Houston that it is in LA.
Yeah.
Maybe she like it over here.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say, again, still selfish that he pulled up in a space where he decided to rain on the complete fucking parade of Issa and her.
But also because we were bouncing around in the timeline, where they were by the time it was the end was easily another 2 years from when he pulled up on her at the party. We're looking at 2-3 years beyond that point because his son, like you said, was about 4 or 5.
Yeah, the baby was.
So it's not like she heard him do that and then the next week.
Stop saying that. Because I don't really know what baby's supposed to look like at
I
certain
do
ages.
because I'm a godmother.
Like,
so
it was between 3 and 6. I don't know what them niggas be looking like.
He had all
even being around kids.
He was about 4 or 5 because he had his teeth. So he was about 4 or 5. Kids start losing their teeth around 5, 6. They usually the first tooth comes out.
Teeth. Okay.
Yeah, so they start losing their first teeth.
The teeth,
the baby
teeth. The teeth be gone.
He was about 4 or 5. Either way, the baby was a year old when he saw Issa. So we're looking at a 2-year time warp where they were not dealing with each other, and then all of a sudden
we all know that they wasn't dealing with each other. They was fucking.
They might have been, but it also might have given them an opportunity to see what worked and what didn't work.
Did you like what was being said? I mean, a lot of people.
I hated how it was manipulative as fuck for him to do that in front of Nathan and knowing what the situation. 100%. I'm not agreeing with the way he handled that.
I'm saying the overall ending of the entire series. What was your thoughts on what people were saying? Did you feel like it did the show justice? Do you feel like it was exactly the type of television we needed for our culture? Like, what was your take on the entire show?
I think overall we needed to see Black people existing on television again, the way that we did when we were kids in the 90s, and we watched shows like Martin, and we watched shows like Living Single and Sister and Girlfriends, and Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Steve Harvey Show, Jamie Foxx Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Watching all those shows where Black people just existed, daily lives of couples and friends, and all of the dynamics that exist in those spaces is really valuable, and we haven't really seen it at the magnitude with the impact that Issa Rae and Insecure had since the 90s. We're talking 20 plus years since we've seen a Black show come out and not be drama based, not be stereotypical based, stereotype based.
There's a few that we've watched recently. We're not going to say the names of them because they're not that good. But we've had those conversations. It's like they trying. They're trying to make it like a Black Sex in the City, but it's not giving what it's supposed to give.
I mean, I love Run the World. I love Run the World. And I enjoyed.
List it. We watched Harlem and we didn't think Harlem was that great.
I mean, I think Harlem was a little bit too stereotypical and predictable for me. The writing and stuff. I loved what I appreciated about Run the World was the circumstances with each of those characters. The one thing I will say about Harlem that I did like.
Talk to me. I just like Ty LaPlue because LaPlue, whatever the nigga
their whole situation was really bothersome.
I don't care about the situation.
I didn't like any of it.
I only watched it because he looked good, and
that's
I was
fine.
Like, damn, that nigga fine.
I will give a shout out to Jerry Johnson. She's the woman that plays. She plays the lesbian woman that's closeted and has a husband. And her storyline I really appreciated because I think that is we don't really talk.
Which is crazy that you say that.
We don't talk about stereotypically.
She hated everything about how that character was portrayed.
The only reason I could appreciate it is because we only ever stereotype Black women who are interested in women a certain way, and we over-sexualize them and we sensualize them, and we are seemingly acceptable of women being gay when they're sexual, but we don't do it for men. But I love the fact that we got a chance to see and witness a masculine presenting woman on a show, friends with hetero women, not really around other lesbian women, so not really in that space, but also still feeling that sense of shame and guilt around who she was.
No, she didn't feel shame and guilt about who she was as much as she did the fact that she fell in love with a white woman, for one. And then I didn't like that but I also didn't like that she was technically DL. She was married to a whole man, left that life and moved. Like, so to me, there was a lot of aspects to where there wasn't. That's not how I wanted to see someone. What I really appreciated was that they showed ovarian cyst ruptures on TV.
Right.
I like that they were dealing with the fact that a white doctor was telling her
Was minimizing her issues. Yeah.
Period pains, a lot of blood.
Yep.
That's normal. It's not.
It's like, no, it could be endometriosis, bro.
Right,
Like,
or PCOS.
Right. You doing a lot.
Or ovarian.
Yeah.
Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of different things it could be. So
No, but I mean, other than that, I mean, I do think that Insecure really set the tone. I mean, and watching, I'll be honest, the documentary actually wrote me in and made me more of a believer of the movement of the show and the impact of the show, because the documentary was longer than the actual finale episode, because it highlighted just how many people and how many black creatives that Issa made it a point to highlight and give opportunities and chances to, which I love, because I think you know, her getting on the red carpet and saying, I'm just rooting for everybody black, is so powerful in itself, because she really set the standard for, and Tyler Perry has done it too, I will say that.
not with the bad wigs, bitch.
I mean, at the end of the day, you don't have to enjoy the content, but the man built an entire fucking army base worth of production space for black creatives and employs black creatives.
The last time I was in Atlanta, do you know the highway signs will say Tyler Perry Studios, like exit here for Tyler Perry Studios? I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy.
Yes. We shoot the Love and Hip Hop reunions there. Well, we did when we did it.
For real?
Yes, that's where we shot the Love and Hip Hop reunion.
This little flex
and
is
the
brought to you by-
soundstage, and it's not a flex at all to be on Love and Hip Hop. We're not gonna do that.
I mean, but I never been to Tyler Perry Studios.
But it's a beautiful. It's an ex-army base.
I know.
So it's massive. So for a black creative, a black man,
He did that.
to create that kind of
He did
opportunity
that.
for other black creatives to come in and produce shows and be showrunners and work and act and be actresses and
You
do
right.
all of those things is phenomenal. And to see Issa Rae do it, I think, with a show like Insecure on a platform like HBO, where we've only ever seen the stereotypical black shows like The Wire, where we're only talking about black people and thriving in poverty.
Right.
Prior to that, you know what I mean? It's all white shows. It's The Sopranos. It's Sex and the City.
Yeah.
So the only HBO giving Issa Rae an opportunity to do this in a way that was just
I ain't gonna
literally
hold
black
you.
people
Hey,
existing.
HBO.
I loved it.
If you wanna, If you want to drop me $40 million to bring you 15 projects, I could do the same thing. So holla at me, HBO. Or
We know you got the budget.
Actually, I'll take $20 million. I'll take half. I'll be half off. Okay. Actually, I'll be a quarter off. Just throw me like 10. I'll be good.
All right, before we get out of here,
talk to me.
Come on, man.
No, we're getting out of here.
We are. Before we get out of here,
I'm not the black pastor ananymore, okay?
I know.
I've been holding y'all here at the service all goddamn day. And I've been like, before we get out of here, you still at work listening to this, so you still gotta work. But before, you have to go find another podcast
any more
to listen
TV?
to.
Is there any more TV?
I want to get
watched?
into all that TV later, because there's
Okay.
Yellow Jackets, the Times Square Killer.
We got to talk about that. We got to talk about Boba Fett. If y'all, all my nerds, my Star Wars nerds.
But also, here's the thing.
I knew Joy was going to be. I knew Joy was going to put me on Boba
But here's
Fett.
the thing. I saw what Bridget put in for her TV and my TV. I ain't watched none of her TV.
You didn't watch Cobra Kai?
What the fuck is that?
Did you ever watch The Karate Kid?
Yeah.
No. That's racist. We're gonna stop now. We're gonna just stop.
That's racist to do the. You can hear the wind. That's what they do in the karate movie.
Oh, so it's the sound effects.
Bitch, I wasn't doing a language. Those wasn't words. They were sound effects.
So you're basically giving me like 1970s Batman. Pow.
That's what karate is.
Oh, not Cobra Kai, but it's okay. We'll baby step you through that. But yes, there's a lot of TV we'll get into next week. We'll get into more TV next week. We'll get into more TV next week. I do again want to shout out to everyone who has supported us. Yeah,
Okay.
if you're not on our Patreon, then you're missing out, because we've really been doing a lot of beautiful things on Patreon.
Yeah,
Great conversations on Patreon.
So this week, if I'm not mistaken, we have Ye Ali.
Yes.
And then next week we have Estelle coming on. So super excited. Also this past month we had India Shawn. We went viral with Good Moms Bad Choices. Shout out to Erica and Mila.
Yep.
Apparently y'all ain't like
Y'all
what we
were
had to say.
upset.
Oh, y'all was upset right after Christmas. Bitch.
Y'all were
They was
mad.
Go on to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/see the thing is pod. Y'all, we pay for this now. This shit expensive, okay? We not on a network right now. This shit is expensive.
Yep.
So if you really like what you're getting every week, please go and support us on Patreon. If you also want to see, you will see that I wasn't saying words. I was giving actions.
She was giving the sound effects.
You guys can see that on YouTube, on the Bridget Kelly YouTube channel.
Right.
So either just look
Subscribe.
up See the Thing Is Pod and subscribe, or just look up Bridget Kelly Music. Her YouTube, that's where you can watch the full episode of this. Of course, you can't listen to music. Don't blame us. Blame YouTube. And is there anything else? This is what I feel like we was going to get out of here, too.
What are we going to get out of here, too?
Because that Gap baby gave it to me. Wanna be. And this is where he want to be. That's why he right here. Shout out to everyone who tunes in to See the Thing Is Pod. It's 2022, baby.
Is.
We're here. We have some more friends with benefits.
I know y'all back
us.
to work and y'all not really loving it. It sucks. We need a couple days to recover from the vacay, but take your time, ease back in.
I want your man, but I gotta like that, and he ain't even gotta be like that. No, but seriously,
we love y'all.
Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram. Let us know what you thought of this week's episode. And until next week, we will see you guys next Tuesday.
We love y'all.
And if you're a patron, we have an episode dropping for y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, guys.